Hello! Hello, everyone! How's it going? I hope everyone's doing well. Hello! I love you all! What is up, everyone? Hello. Hi, Rolf. Hi, Azure. Welcome to the stream. You can't silence me. The world will know that you are weeds. Oh no. I can't believe I'm literally a weed. I am the weeds. No, but then that means no. We no. I do not endorse this vor. I do not endorse the vor on stream. No, that's immediately what I thought of. I was like, if I'm the weeds. No. No. Oh my gosh. I still can't believe that that vor is a thing. But then again, like, the human mind is a strange thing. But yeah, I guess now I'm gonna be the person in those weird fics. But anyways, how are you guys doing? I'm at the part in A where yeah. Being Christmas Eve means it hasn't Christmas yet. Yeah, good times. Good moments right there. Top tier moments. I'm leaving! I'm gonna fight you, Azure. For reals. For realsies, I'm gonna fight you. There's a lot of good iconic moments from... Oh my gosh, Rolf. Can't believe this. One day I'll come back. Nah, Ace Attorney. Good times. I accidentally put my straw the wrong way. No, I put the pointy tip up top. How could I have done this? Anya has driven me to intense drinking. Amazing. Now the entire straw is gonna be slimy, disgusting. Because I put it the wrong way. What was I talking about? I got distracted by the fact that I put the straw in my smoothie the wrong way. Big slurp. Yeah, I hope everyone's doing well. I'm excited for more Hakuoki. I was up till so late last night, Azure, playing Rune Factory 5. I think I was up with Barry until 5 a.m. playing Rune Factory 5. I'm like addicted to it at this point now. I died again while I was doing some monster hunting. I know you were, you freak. Amazing. But yeah, I died again in the dungeons, but for some reason they didn't charge me. I came in there and they're like, yeah, we're giving you this one for free. Because, like, and it wasn't the tutorial one. Like, the tutorial one had already happened. Like, I died that one time and got the tutorial one where they're like, yeah, if you die, you get sent here. And then immediately the next time I got there, I didn't have to pay anything. They were like, it's free this time. And I'm like, but why? Why is it free? How many runes did you manufacture? Only a couple. I got like 3 more runes last time. I know, a pretty terrible factory, am I right? Just absolutely terrible. But yeah, there's so many characters in Rune Factory 5, by the way, that are just like, oh, because they're, you know, adults, you can't date them. But it's like, I don't know. It's kind of weird, the fact that how young all the love interests are. Anya got eaten by Dimitri, so she couldn't manufacture. Yeah, it was big sad moments. I only got to manufacture 3 before the end was nigh. But to be fair, I was playing. I can't believe Elden Ring is more of a Rune Factory than Rune Factory is. Oh my gosh. So I'm still pursuing the same guy in Rune Factory 5. We'll see how things go. But yeah, like this new girl came into town in Rune Factory 5 and was like, you don't belong in Seed. Like, you gotta do exams and stuff usually. You don't just get accepted. And I was like, what? And so she's like, we gotta do a competition to see if you're worthy or whatever of being a Seed member. And so I'm like, oh, okay. Guess that's what we're doing now. And so that's why I ended up dying, was because I ran over to like the dungeon and died in it. Yeah, I guess so, yeah. But I think it's also the idea that like Barry and I have talked about youth fetishization it's prominent in all corners of the globe. Like, even here we have youth fetishization, but it's usually a bit higher. Like, it's usually around like early 20s is what most shows tend to focus on. But there's also a lot of high school shows as well. But it's that idea of like wanting to go back to the past to that. But then also another aspect is the fact that you're expected to already have a love interest by a certain point in life. Like, you're expected to already be married and stuff. And so I think another aspect to it is the fact that they're like, oh, these older people in town have already like either met their person or they're just not going to because they're too old now or something, which is weird. Then again, romance doesn't have to... Well, but, I mean, there's still romance options in the game. It's just pretty young looking. Rest in pieces. Yeah. But yeah, it's pretty dumb. Barry and I were talking about it late into the night. As if well, but it's not about like sex really. It's more about like this idea that, oh, you need to be married by a certain age. So you're not like supposed to be a bachelor or bachelorette once you reach a certain age, you know? Is kind of what the dealio is. But it's really dumb because a lot of people don't marry until later in life anyway. And it really just goes to show the like youth fetishization culture in a lot of shows, which is because like everybody always talks about in Japan because it's a bit lower than it is here. But we have it here too, usually, with at least like it's very hard to find shows about people older than like early 20s. Always fun imposing traditions on the youth, yeah. But, and then the other reason also is I think a lot of people need to realize like why high school age is very like looked upon in Japanese culture, and that is one, like the rules about like age of consent and all that is different in Japan, so the understanding of like what age is appropriate is a bit different. But also the other aspect is the fact that like high school is kind of the peak in Japanese culture of like that's when you get to have the most fun in life, because then after that you're expected to like constantly work at a job and stuff and have like no fun. And yeah, exactly. Like people will always be like, oh, Japan is like doing all this stuff, but it's like we're doing the same. Like we just don't notice, like, because it's considered a norm in like certain cultures, you don't notice it, you know? Like when there's certain things that are just accepted, you just think like that's just how it is, and you don't notice like, hey, maybe this is wrong, or maybe like it shouldn't be this way. And so it's easy to look at other cultures who do things differently and be like, that's wrong, but it's much harder to look at your own culture and be like, this should probably change, you know? But yeah, very much because of how workaholic Japanese culture is, it kind of makes sense that the high school age, like around that time where people kind of have the most freedom, is so like prominently featured in media. Whereas here, like, we have a lot of high school stories, but I think it's also like college and stuff as well around that age too. But then after that, like, sometimes you get like early 20s, rarely you get people older, but most of the time it's the young people shows, which is pretty sad. Because it's not like people just drop off the face of the earth after that. It constantly reminds me of, what is it, like in sports anime, where the seniors leave high school and the characters in the show always treat it as if they like freaking died or something. They're like, oh, I hope senpai is watching over me. Like, senpai's alive, he's just going to college. He's just he's getting a degree. Yeah, once you hit 24 you get put down. Yeah, that's it, you're done. I can't believe, guess what, soon I'm gonna be hitting 24 and then I'll be gone, guys. It'll be the last time you saw me. I'll be like, peace out. Senpai is fucking dead. Yeah. You're not an old man, Rolf. 30 is still really young. Like, think about it. Like, we humans can live up until like 100, and we consider 30 old? That's not even halfway. You're still like in the first half of your life if you can live up to 100. So what the heck? Why is 30 considered old? It's so weird. But even if you're old, like, that shouldn't necessarily be a problem. Like, it shouldn't be like, oh, I'm it sucks that you're old. Like, so what? It's just another part of life. But that's just how I feel. Oh, also, the Oscars happened last night. Have you guys heard of the stuff that happened? I may be old, but I can kick your ass. Heck yeah. Heck yeah. I can't believe Azure went to the future to get this quote. Let's go. Azure will also need to go into the future to get a gift for Lynn. Yeah, he did. He did. Yeah, I only saw one thing about the Oscars, and I think you can guess which. I love that that's like the one thing that everyone knows about from the Oscars is Will Smith smacking Chris Rock. I mean, it's understandable considering like how terrible the Oscars is now. Like, it's so, like, the Oscars was made to, you know, acknowledge like pieces of media as like works of art and stuff, but I feel like that's not really the case anymore with a lot of what goes on in the Oscars. Like, a lot of the stuff that gets nominated, especially the stuff that wins, tend to not be the ones that have like great cinematography, great soundtracks, great sound design, all that stuff. And then in his acceptance speech, he apologized to everyone except Chris Rock. Yeah. Good stuff. But yeah, apparently the reason he smacked him though was because he said something about his wife, because like his wife had like a shaved head, and Chris Rock made a joke about her shaved head, and so he came and smacked him. Yeah, it is exactly because like none of the, like, most of the stuff that gets nominated, and especially basically all the stuff that wins, is like, this isn't something that I think is a work of art, you know? Yeah, it really was. Yeah. Like, people talk about nowadays that, like, oh, you can't be a comedian. Oh, that's why. That's why. I had no idea, honestly. That makes sense, though. Honestly, if I was Will Smith, I would also smack Chris Rock then. That's understandable. Like, if it was something like, oh, she chose to have that hairstyle, like, that's one thing. It would be like if I, like, dyed my hair blue or something and people made fun of that. Like, that was my choice to dye it blue. Whereas if it, like, changed blue for some reason, like some medical reason, that's not really a choice. That's just something you have to deal with. And yeah, definitely, like, I would say when it comes to like medical issues, like, that's something that shouldn't be joked about, especially in a society that's very like ableist. It's pretty terrible. Yeah, that's honestly, like, the fact that people are hating on him, especially now knowing that, like, what the heck? He was just being a good husband, standing up for his wife. Like, yeah. Honestly, I'm for it. I'm for it. Go Will Smith. That's awesome. But yeah. It's definitely, like, for me personally, I've said it before, but I shake all the time. And I think if people made jokes, and people have made jokes in the past about the fact that I shake all the time, and it's not great. It's not great to, like, it's one thing to joke about something you can choose You know, like, you can choose to wear a certain piece, like a certain outfit or things like that. Like, that's a choice in the end. But to be made fun of for something that you can't really control, like, is really sad. Yeah, like, he was fine. I think he deserved a little smack, you know? Like, he was being nice. Oh my gosh. But yeah, I stand, you know what? I stan Will Smith. I stan him. Let's go. Chris Rock deserved it. He deserved worse than a smack for that. So people should come up and start beating him up. Oh my gosh, that reminds me of when, during, VN night, a bunch of us were talking about, like, getting Clint and, like, beating him up. Like, we just start beating him up. Good times. But yeah. So I guess another thing about the Oscars is that, I mean, I guess not too many artsy movies have come out this past year. But then again, like, the Oscars has been bad for several years and there has been good stuff. So I don't know. They're just not good anymore. Because it shouldn't be about, like, meeting certain requirements. It should be about, like, what was from a cinematography standpoint, a sound design standpoint, acting standpoint, like, what was the most, like, well designed, well thought out, most artistic, like, what makes this piece of cinema a masterpiece, something that, like, if it was a painting, could be hung on a wall at, like, a big museum. That's what the Oscars should be about, is, like, acknowledging, like, these outstanding films that are so good they should be preserved for all time. You know, the kind of films that end up on the national, like, what is it called? Like, there's a specific thing that, like, if a film is considered good enough, it goes in, like, a certain, like, Congress sanctioned thing. Yeah, it's true. That's very true, Rolf. What makes this movie move the needle forward for movies? Yeah, exactly. Exactly. That's the kind of stuff that should be at the Oscars. The kind of stuff that should win, you know? Is that kind of content. And that kind of content. And, like, another thing is, I feel like it just hasn't really been that way for a while. But to be fair, despite all the corruption, it's rare for an actually bad movie. Well, I don't know about that. There's a lot of Oscar films that I'm just like, this is garbage, in my opinion. There's a lot of, like, Oscar films that I watch and I'm like, this is bad. I didn't like it. I didn't like it at all. Yeah, like, the number one that I always bring up is Birdman. I hate that film with all my heart, mind, and soul. Every time I think about that film, it gives me rage. Absolute rage. I freaking hated Birdman. Black Swan. I hated Black Swan. That film, disgusting. I hate it. And there's like a couple films from this year too that I just didn't like. They were bad. Because a lot of times, like, these films, like, it really feels like to me when I watch these films that it was somebody being like, I want to make a deep film. And so I'm gonna, like, spout all this stuff to make it, like, all deep or whatever, when it means nothing. It absolutely means nothing. I mean, you get stuff like Birdman that literally, like, in a way, romanticizes suicide, because that's what happens at the end of the film, is he commits suicide and it's shown as him, like, flying off or whatever. And I'm like, what? Don't do that. Like, there's so many of those films that I just watch and I'm like, this, it means nothing. It's, oh, here we go again with another white man crying about how hard his life is. Like, okay, we get it. Though there are good ones, but there's also a lot of bad ones. Like Parasite was a good film. Oh my gosh, what's it called? There's been a lot of, like, good films, especially by people of color at the Oscars and whatnot, but there's also just a lot of garbage. Agree to disagree, I guess. I don't know. I don't like those films. I think they're bad. There's some that I really like, but it's most of them I watch and I'm like, I feel like I wasted my life watching this film. And a lot of films that I really love for, like, their cinematography and whatnot, like, never get nominated, never show up. I'm like, oh wow, that's great. I'm glad that these things that I really enjoy just never show up. But yeah, the struggle is real though. Though Billie Eilish's song, there's a positive right there, because that song is a bop. I love that song from No Time to Die. That song is so good. That was a actual positive. Drive My Car, that film was good. But yeah, there's some good films, some good Oscar films, but not a lot. Actually, that reminds me, I need to see if I can remember the name of one of these. But yeah, that's why there's now, like, a term called Oscar bait, where a film is Oscar bait. And it's always, like, the films that try and, like, be edgy or, like, sad and stuff, but it feels very hollow. That's how I feel like a lot of films are that end up at the Oscars. Are like, okay, we get it. We get it, okay. You try to be real deep and stuff. We get it. Oh my gosh. Oh, it was Moonlight. Yeah, Moonlight. That film was good. I'm glad that that got wins and stuff, because that film was great. A good time. But yeah, there are some good stuff, but most of it, I'm simultaneously too smart and too dumb for this game. I feel like everybody feels that way with Ace Attorney, because Ace Attorney expects you to, like, for your brain to work in the same way that the game's brain does. But everybody's mind, like, works differently. And so there's gonna be times where the player realizes something before the game wants you to realize it. And there's gonna be times where people in-game will realize things and you'll still be like, what? What are you talking about? I don't understand what you've noticed. And I think that's kind of the experience for everybody playing those games. Like, there are so many times where I'm like, I already know who did it, just let me do this, let me say this, or like, let me point this out already. And I'll end up like trying to send in a hint like way before I'm supposed to, and the game will punish me for trying to show something that I've already realized, you know? Whereas on the other hand, the game will be like, show the thing that the character is talking about, and it's like, I don't know what the character was talking about. I'm also confused. I'm with everybody else who's like, huh? What do you mean? But yeah, the struggle is real. Oh my gosh. What is going on? But yeah, everybody kind of experiences that. Azure, no worries. Yeah. I wonder, has M done like an Oscar poll, like just of Oscar films? I wonder if M's done that already or not. I can't remember if he has.
Hello.
Hello, it's Rolf. Hi, Rolf. How's it going?
Pretty good. How are you?
I'm doing good. Just drinking my coffee. And chilling, getting ready for some Hakuoki.
Yeah.
How are you
Titles
doing?
were pretty far in already.
Yeah. Like, I looked it up. Yeah, I looked it up. Because as I said, like, they cut the original game in half.
Oh,
Like,
right. Yeah.
yeah. So, like, originally it was supposed to be, your routine skip next 20 lines. Amazing. But what is it? Yeah, the game was split in half because you have Kyoto Winds and Edo Blossoms, but originally it was all one game. And I think they split it in half because they added all those new routes and stuff. And that's like extra scenes and whatnot. But according to the thing, there's only 5 chapters, and we're in chapter 3. So I'm pretty sure that should mean we're probably about halfway or so into it, but who knows. Yeah, I remembered it was pretty long when I played it, but then again, the version I played had the entire game in it. It wasn't just half of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That makes a difference.
Yeah. What do you think, Rolf?
About?
Yeah, about the game so far.
Yeah, I'm enjoying it. It's just too many characters, but...
Yeah, there's a lot of peeps to keep track of. That is very true. There's so many characters, and it's probably a bit easier for me because, like, since I've played the game before, I knew all, like, the main peeps. So I only have to focus on now learning the new peeps, whereas you have to learn both the old and new peeps.
Yeah.
It constantly is just like, who's this person? But yeah. The last time we were playing, if I remember correctly, we were, what was it?
Some sort of attack on the gate.
Oh, yeah, no, now I remember what it was. The Sanan. He decided to take,
right.
yeah, that's where we ended. Because there was the attack on the gate and all that we were a part of. And then Sanan was all like, I'm gonna take the medicine, and he's like, oh, now I'm transforming a bit. And then Soji stabbed him. And now he's like recovering or whatever from getting stabbed. And that's kind of what's going on. Let us pull up the game. But yeah, I didn't let the game play in the background this time because since we're at such an intense moment, the music is all like intense and stuff, and I'm like, that's not really like waiting on stream music.
Yeah.
So you didn't watch the Oscars, right, Rolf?
No, I didn't.
Ah, I see. Yeah, I only saw I saw the beginning of it because my mom was watching it and I was downstairs when she just started. And that was it. Okay. Pulling up. Oh, shoot, gotta get rid of the wrong thing. Get rid of the image so we can actually see. Boop. And then share with Rolf. Boop. But yeah, Rolf, what do you think of Oscar films?
I mean, honestly, I haven't watched that many of them.
I see what you
Usually
mean.
when I do watch them, I think they're pretty good, but
Yeah.
they're always kinda, made to win Oscars.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, as I was saying, the Oscar bait.
Dramas. It can still be good, and usually the cinematography is impressive and that sort of thing.
Yeah. Yeah, I get what you mean. Like kind of what the term I brought up, the Oscar bait kind of stuff of like kind of meeting a checklist of like, oh, we gotta have this kind of shots in the film, gotta have these kinds of topics, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, understandable. But yeah, I've definitely watched some good ones, but I think it can be a mixed bag for the most part.
I also just haven't watched any new movies from the last 2 years.
Yeah.
Haven't gone to the cinema.
I saw the Batman recently, and I definitely would recommend it. That is a good time. The cinematography, the sound design, everything about the film is just perfection. It's so good. It's so good. That's something that should have been at the Oscars. That's all I'm saying. It's really well done. Azure says, Rolf, what do you think about Oscar Mayer wieners?
It's not my favorite brand, but you've got a hot dog bun and nothing else to put on it.
Yeah. Same. I'm not a big fan of Oscar Mayer wieners either, but it gets the job done. Oh, that sounded weird. Oh my gosh, I'm leaving. Yeah. You know what? I'm gonna, cause I noticed I haven't been adding Doodle for this, even though Doodle joined that one time. So I'm gonna keep adding Doodle from now on. So that hopefully we can get another person to help with these millions of characters. Gonna add Doodle with the eyes. There we go. You did. Oh my gosh, it's true, Azure. You have a point. I mean, I like hot dogs. I can like a good hot dog if it's like well made. If it's one of those really good ones, I can eat like tons of them. But I'm also pretty picky about it too. We usually get like high quality hot dogs, which are delicioso. I was saying something earlier, but now I can't remember what it was.
I do like hot dogs, but they're just not filling at all. So I can just eat them instantly. amount of them and still not feel like satisfied?
I'm usually fine after 2. Like, if I
Really?
have... Yeah, but usually I don't just eat hot dogs by itself. Like, we make hot dogs at home, and what we'll do is we'll have, like, the hot dogs, and then we'll usually have, like, 2 sides, like, usually of, like, potatoes and a salad.
Yeah, that'll do it.
Yeah, and then that's like the perfect meal for me is those 2 hot dogs with mustard on top, potatoes, and salad, and sometimes pickle.
Yeah.
Delicioso.
Yeah, just hot dogs by themselves. It's just, the bread is typically very, kind of weak.
Yeah.
There's not really much to it, and then the rest is just processed meat. So.
Yeah, it's not the best in terms of filling you up.
Yeah.
But yeah, definitely if you have it combined with other stuff, though, it can be pretty good as a full meal.
Sure.
Anyways, so are you ready, Rolf?
Yeah, let's get going.
Heck yeah. The room collectively breathed a sigh of relief.
で、どうなんだ三男さんの様子は。今はまだ寝ている。静かなものだよ。
So, has Sanan gone crazy like the others?
Anyway, simply shook his head.
目を覚ますまでわからんね。見た目は昨日までと変わらないんだが。
Suddenly then, the door slid open.
おはようございます、皆さん。ご機嫌いかがかしら？
Punch this guy. I mean, he was largely the reason why Sanan got pushed to the edge in the first place, so...
Yep.
Everybody here is probably gonna want to beat him up.
Yeah. Good morning, everyone. Just gonna get beat the shit out.
Yeah, like they all just come up to him and start kicking him.
There's no explanation, just start beating him up.
Yeah, just start punching him.
うげとはご挨拶ですのね。皆さん、お顔の色が優れない様子ですけど。
He's like, I expect you guys to give me a warm welcome. Why? Oh my gosh.
Well, isn't it obvious that it's because we have to see your face every morning? Close enough.
Oh my god, Shinpachi is great.
まあ、長倉くんったら冗談がお上手ですこと。
They're not joking. Dismiss Nagakura's snide remark, and he turned to face the standing
皆
warriors.
さんの顔色がよろしくないのは、もしかして昨晩の騒ぎと関わりがあるのかしら。
Yeah, so he does know what's going on.
あ、いや、そうだな。
I don't know if he knows the full story, though.
Yeah, they probably haven't told him the secrets. and stuff.
Yeah. Desperately, Kondo's eyes flew around the room as if looking for someone to offer an excuse.
Sano, make something up!
Oh
Out
my
loud.
gosh.
あ、俺か実は昨日
You're a miserable actor. Keep your mouth shut. How about you leave the explaining to someone who can string 2 words together, hmm?
Hi, Doodle. I love ya. You should join us and help with the voice acting if you can. Akita turned to Saito expectantly, and the latter spoke up at once. Oh yeah, this is me. As you may have heard, Deputy Commander Ito, an incident occurred last night at headquarters.
事件ですって。
Yes, however, we have yet to assume a real grasp on the situation. Attempt to make an explanation now is a risk of confusion from inaccurate information. If you wish, I would be happy to provide you with a more detailed report this afternoon.
そういうことですね。事情は分かりましたよ。
Well handled.
Yep. Saito is great. He's great.
Yeah, he's the most professional of the whole bunch.
Yeah, it's so true. Also, heck yeah, Doodle. Understandable. Enjoy your food.
今夜のお呼ばれ、心待ちにしていますわ。では、ごめん遊ばせ。
Yeah, get out of here, nerd. Saito smells. Oh my gosh. I mean, they probably all do smell, considering the time period. Ito.
Filthy Ronin.
Yeah.
Bunked up together.
Yeah, exactly. The days before having, you know, just constant running water for baths. Oh no! Azure's gonna hunt me for sport. Dang C. Ito brandished another strange smile, stood, nodded, and left the room promptly.
Seems like he let us off easy.
What do you mean?
Ito has his wits about him. We shouldn't have let him see all of us together. The only man missing was Sanan. It won't take Ito long to realize something happened to him.
Oh, Azure, I've been hunting you, Doodle, just waiting for the perfect moment. Monk ass. Oh. Ito had likely guessed at what took place, but decided not to press the issue. I had looked up just in time to see Sanan shuffle through the door.
Shuffling like a zombie?
I mean, his hair looks normal, and his eyes look normal. Sanan!
If he has the wherewithal to do his hair and put on his glasses, then he should.
Yeah, yep. Nah, it's because, well, I guess that's kind of a spoiler still. No, wait, no, you saw him transform, right? I can't remember if they show. Yeah, when you transform, like, your hair becomes all like white and your eyes turn red. And that's kind of what I was pointing out. Yeah. Yeah.
Hey, you guys, don't stare at me like I'm some kind of monster.
Also, Azure, I guess that's kind of what this game is, a little bit.
In a way.
Yeah.
We need more zombie apocalypses that are not set in the modern day.
Yeah. Yep. It's always interesting. And I mean, it's kind of understandable that the game would kind of go down this route, because since it's so close to history, like, if you really follow the historical, like, timeline of most of these characters, pretty much all of them are, like, not have the best of time. Like, they're well known in history, all of these individual characters. Like, they've, of course, you know, been remembered to this day, but that's kind of why the game is called, like, the original game was called Demon of the Fleeing Blossom, and the idea of cherry blossoms is a major thematic motif in the game, and it's because the cherry blossoms kind of symbolize something that lives vibrantly, but for a very short period of time.
Okay.
Which is a very common theme in a lot of Japanese media, but especially in this game. It's very much the center core of it, is this idea of something that was wonderful and shone brightly for a short period of time, but because of that burns up and dies pretty quickly. And the kind of the idea that despite it being for only a short period of time, the experience was still worth it. Like, even though cherry blossoms only bloom for a short period of time, it's still worth it that it does bloom and that you get to see it and that the memory is there, you know, that sort of thing.
Makes sense.
But I can't reveal much more than that without spoiling the entire game. But anyways.
I'm only a little drained, so a side effect of my new condition, I suppose. Those who've taken the draught often find activity during daylight hours to be especially taxing.
Sanan looked a little pale, but it didn't look too difficult for him to stand and speak. But if it's hard for him to move during the day...
I am no longer a human being.
Those words sunk our hearts heavily. Even the captains fell silent to this solemn admission.
いや、サンナ君、君が生きていてくれてよかった。我々はそれだけで十分だと思う。
Kondo stood and grabbed Sanan's shoulders tightly, his expression bright and endearing. Tears nearly welled in his beaming eyes.
So, how's your arm? Has it healed? I haven't fully recovered yet, so I would withhold any final judgment, but...
He looked at his left arm, the arm that before had hung limp at his side, and flexed his hand. It didn't look any different than before his injury.
It seems to have been healed. At the very least, it is no longer a hindrance.
Thank goodness. In spite of the chaos from last night, his wish to use his arm once more came true, however.
あの薬を飲んだってことは昼間動けねえようになっちまったんだろう。それなのにタイムに参加なんてできるのか。
His voice was calm, almost careless.
I have an idea. Tell everyone I died.
That's an idea!
Just keep him in a coffin for night missions.
Yeah.
Nani? From now on, I will serve the corpse to remind them and us that success is possible. Sanan, have you lost your mind? Do you know what you're saying? Of course I do. Do you, Nagakura? The Shogun has ordered us to keep this thing a secret. And if I die, the Shogun's secret remains so. Besides, consider the possibilities of the side effects being managed or even removed. What reason do we have not to use it?
They seemed to be against Sanan's idea, though no one said anything. Who would want to consign a friend to a life of secrecy lived in shadows, but...
薬の実験は幕府からのお達しでもあるし、そうするしかないか。
Well, this is what you asked for, Sanan. And besides, you're not the type to listen either. You know me well, don't you? You couldn't have been more accurate.
Hijikata scoffed at Sanan's suggestion, and bitterness frothed from his words.
This means moving to a new location isn't something we can pull off any longer. Or put off any longer. If we're going to hide Sanan from Ito and his men, we need more space. This place won't cut it.
Heck yeah! 77% between Rolf and Doodle, let's go.
Well, if Nightbot says that we have to, then...
The marriage is happening, let's go.
77% enough for marriage, or is that just like a casual relationship?
That is true. I don't know. I mean, I guess maybe people do marry for less.
That's true. I've definitely seen married couples who had a lot less than 77%.
Yeah, very true. Also, hi Adam, welcome to the stream. How's it going?
Hello.
I love ya. I agree. If we intend to begin research again, then a move is even more urgent.
Alright, everyone. Even though none of you got much sleep, we need to attend to business. Yukimura, you go back to your room. I know you didn't sleep much.
Okay, understood. Please excuse me. Here we go! I bowed to everyone and left the common room. I'm happy that Sanan was safe, but a whole flurry of new concerns arose. Learning of my father's horrible work, what will become of me? Will I be safe? Such thoughts buzzed heavily in my head as I walked back to my room. Friend marriage, let's go! Also, no, I love you all the most. That's a fact. June 1865. Our emperor had passed, and our year moved from the 2nd of Ganji to the 1st of Kyo.
Hell yeah, Adam. Congrats.
Oh, heck yeah, Adam, that's awesome. Hades is still one of my favorite games of recent years.
It's very good, yeah.
Yeah, it's so...
Played the hell out of that.
Yeah, same. I played so much of it. I love that game so much. Like, every single aspect of it to me is just great. Which I feel like is very rare. Like, a lot of times, like, in games, there's usually one area that's kind of lacking. Whether it's, like, the art style, or the gameplay, or the soundtrack, or the story. Like, one of those are usually lacking in some way.
Yeah.
But this game has it all. It has a good story. It has great characters. It has a good soundtrack. It has a good art style. The gameplay feels good and is well thought out and... just incredible.
It's a 10 out of 10 game.
Yeah, basically. Yeah. Because it takes away, it combines like the ideas from like RPGs and roguelikes and stuff, but takes away the issues from all of those things. Like it takes away the stagnant aspects of RPGs, and it takes away the annoying aspects of roguelikes.
Yeah. I also like it's a lot like faster than most roguelites.
Yeah.
Most of them are just kind of like, ugh, the run takes so long.
Yeah.
It's kind of tedious, but it's like always action and fast.
Yeah. Yeah, it always feels like you're progressing in Hades compared to most roguelikes.
Although it took me so long to get the final achievement because I just, there was one character I just didn't know you could talk to.
Oh.
It's like, why will this quest never progress? I don't get it.
Yeah. Who was it?
It's the rock, the boulder that you... Sisyphus, there's like a rock next to him.
Oh, yeah, I always talk to him.
You can actually talk to the rock. Yeah.
Oh, wait, you can talk... Wait.
I mean, you can talk to it. It doesn't talk back, but yeah, you can speak at it. Yeah.
I did not know that!
Me neither, which is why like Sisyphus' achievement is the only one that I just never got, and it's like,
yeah.
Why won't this storyline progress?
I didn't know you could talk to the rock. That's new for me too.
You can even get it as a summon later.
Oh, that's awesome. That's actually really awesome. But yeah, I didn't 100% the game, but I did like get to the credits and stuff. And then I did a little bit more after the credits, and then I was good. Because I'm not one of those people that feels drawn to completing games 100%. Usually just like getting to do all the stuff I want to do with it is enough for me. And that usually means like the two main things is usually I get to the credits, you know, that's like one major thing. And then the other is that the second thing is if there's dating, that I ended up with the person that I like. And then the last one is if I feel like the story is pretty settled for me.
Yeah.
And kind of all those things happened.
Like, I'm not a completionist normally, but if I really like a game and I look at achievements and it's like, oh, you know, just from playing as much as I would normally do, I've gotten pretty close and the rest seems doable, then
Yeah.
sometimes I go for 100%.
Yeah.
It's just like an extra excuse to keep playing the game that I already enjoy.
Yeah, that's understandable. I guess for me, the reason why is because I'm always playing something new, you know?
Yeah.
And so I usually don't have a lot of time for finishing things up 100% before I move on to something else.
Yeah, I always like having one game that I just play as a time waster, just to have that one game that I don't have to think about.
Yeah.
What do I want to play? Oh, I can always just do this. Basically.
Yeah. Understandable. Yeah, like, for example, with Arceus, I finished the main story, and then I also did the post-game part where you do, like, the battle with the spoiler man.
Spoiler man.
Yeah, I'm trying to keep from spoiling during this, because I don't know if everyone watching has played through it. I know Adam has, and I know Azure has. I don't know I don't think Duel has played through it. But yeah, so I just want to make sure by saying Spoiler Man. But I got to Spoiler Man, and beat him, and that's kind of it. Like, I stopped playing after that, because now I'm playing Rune Factory 5 instead. Which, by the way, that game, real jank. Really jank. Like, it's so jank, but I'm still having a good time, and I think that's all that matters. But yeah, like, it's one of those things, like, the characters are fine, and some of the story stuff is interesting, but the gameplay mechanics are not good. They're really not good. It's so janky. It's so hard to use the controls. Like, the way things are mapped out and everything does not feel good. It does not feel good. Like, in order to use stuff, like use weapons and stuff, you hit the B button and everything, and it bothers me. Oh my gosh. And, like, there's so many times where I accidentally press the wrong button for something because it's just mapped out so weirdly. Like, in order for me, like, let's say I want to change, like, what item I'm holding and stuff. I have to, like, open up the menu using the plus button on my controller. So then I open up the menu, I go to the thing, and then I have to press Y to equip it. And then when I move out, I have to press B to use it. And it's just so weird. Like, it doesn't make any sense. It just feels real bad. Like, if anyone who watches me play it is just like, yeah, it looks real bad. Like, I constantly keep hitting the wrong buttons because it's just so awkwardly, like, mapped. And then the other issue is the fact that it's so hard to customize. Like, it's so hard to put, like, furniture in your room. Because they're, unlike most things which have, like, your furniture, like, stick to walls or things like that to make it easier, it doesn't in this game. You have to manually place it, which means, like, manually, like, moving your character to place this. And your movement in the game is very, like, extreme. Like, you don't really do, like, precise movements very well, so, like, it's constantly just, like, moving the furniture back and forth trying to place it.
Oh, man.
And another thing is, for some reason, you can't place it close to anything. So that means you just have, like, these furniture just standing in the middle of the room because you can't put it next to a wall because it says, no, you can't put it next to a wall. And I'm like, what do you mean I can't put this piece of furniture next to a wall?
It's afraid to go. Most of the time.
Oh my gosh, it's so bad, like, gameplay-wise. But, like, literally, I'm playing it primarily because, like, I find, like, the story is a bit intriguing. The fighting mechanics are pretty okay, actually.
Alright.
and like, of course, some of the characters are fun, and I've already picked out which one I'm gonna go for in terms of dating. But all the other stuff is like real bad. It's very much one of those things where like I enjoy it because it meets some of my niches that I like, but I wouldn't say it's a good game.
Unfortunate.
Yeah. Okay. After leaving Mibu, the Shinsegumi relocated their headquarters to the Nishi Hongwanji Temple.
Alright.
So yeah, here's our second headquarters. There's a lot more room, but more room meant, well, farther to walk. I'd walked through it almost every day for weeks, and I was finally beginning to learn my way around. As I turned a corner near the back of the compound, I caught sight of someone sitting in the shadows. There you are, Sanan. Your food's ready.
Oh, hello. Thank you.
I love that they mentioned that he's like sitting in the shadows. It makes me think of like a Batman thing where he's like, he comes out the shadows like, oh, hello. Thank you. The snow disappeared, the cherry blossoms bloomed and fled, and now the swallows and the heat came. Son and I exchanged a pair of smiles, and I held out my hands to let the breeze brush across them. It's really gotten warm lately.
Yes, it has. Unfortunately, the increased sunshine has been more unpleasant for me than the heat.
Really? I didn't think the sun was particularly strong that day, but to Sanan, who hid in the shadows and out of sight during the day, it must have been unbearable. The night he changed, Sanan's hair turned white and in his eyes was a thirst for blood. He was officially recorded as deceased, but he in fact drank the water of life and became a fury. He is in command of the Fury Corps. So as I said, because this game very closely follows history, this is kind of a way for the game to keep characters in the story even after they died IRL.
Ah.
So,
Clever.
yeah, like, there would be, like, these characters, you know, would die in the real history, and then...
became a furry and had to fake his own death.
Yeah! Yep, the real Sanan had to do that. Let's go. But, yeah. So, that's kind of why the fantasy aspect is kind of added into the story, is to make sure that you have a full game with these characters even though their lives were really, really short. IRL.
Yeah.
But yeah, and it's added on to the fact that they have to keep this thing a secret, so of course they officially are removed from the history books, but they're still alive, sort of thing.
Bum, bum, bum.
Yeah. But looking at his peaceful smile now made it hard to imagine such a night was real. If someone told me it was all a bad dream, I would have believed it. It wasn't a dream though, and now Sanan spends his days hiding from the sunlight and from others. For just a moment, the sun lit on Sanan's hair. Ah! I don't know if it was a trick of the light or simply my mind being foolish, but in that moment, his hair was a brilliant white.
Is something the matter? You look as though you've seen a ghost, which I hardly feel is polite.
No, nothing at all. He looked perfectly normal now, of course. Surely, I thought, I must have simply imagined it. Even if I had, there was no denying that he was the same man who went mad with bloodlust. The fear of the night cast a shadow over my heart. It was unnerving. Heisuke and I made our way through the crowded as usual streets of Kyoto at a brisk pace. You know, I haven't gone on patrol with you in quite a while, Heisuke. Huh? Oh yeah, I guess not. Edo had me pretty busy. So, how was it while I was gone? Oh, wait. Oh, wait, yeah. Shin and Sano didn't bug you while I was gone, did they? Everything was fine, and they were kind to me. Ah, that's good. So any updates on your dad? Did you find any leads? None at all. Ah, I see. I stopped by your old place in Edo with the information you gave me, but, well, there were no signs of anyone returning. Seriously, I wonder where he went. The somberness of Heisuke's expression started to rub off on me. Now I was depressed. Oh, thank you for taking the time to look anyway. What were you gonna say?
No, I'm depressed.
Yeah. Thanks for the help, Pace.
Thanks for bringing down the moon.
Yep. There's nothing to thank me for. I mean, yeah. I mean, the fact you're not allowed to come and go as you please is completely our fault. Heisuke? Heisuke stopped himself mid-sentence, which was jarring. Ever since he returned from Edo, he looked glum. Hey, Heisuke? How about you? It's been a while since you were in Kyoto. Does it seem different from Edo? Well, I sort of feel like the town has changed. So have the people. Huh? I wonder what was going through his head. Did something happen to him in Edo? His sudden change of character confused me. Heisuke's head jerked up slightly, and he looked across the street. He stood on his toes and waved. Hey, Soji! Find anything over there?
Nope, everything's normal.
Okita was out on patrol as well, although his route took him through a different part of the city.
Well, normal for now at least. I'm sure things will pick up once the Shogun gets here.
The Shogun's coming to visit Kyoto?
Yep, it's got a condo all worked up too. Kondo truly respects Shogun Iemochi.
Also, I think I accidentally gave Chizuru Heisuke's voice. I was like, hey, hey, Soji.
You should really stop smoking so much.
I see, I hope it turns out well. I see. Right, Heisuke. Oh yeah, I bet he is.
Oh no.
They're multiplying. Huh? So they had really gotten into him. I glanced at Okita to see if he noticed anything. Also, I love as you're saying thanks for burning down Edo, Heisuke. Appreciate it. Okita? Are you alright?
No, I'm dying.
Do you know the history
The history?
of Okita Soji?
Not entirely, no.
Oh. This is one of those things that this is like, oh, you know. If you know, you know. Okita, are you alright?
I'm fine. I think I just caught a cold or something. Yeah, that's a red flag.
Yeah.
Red flag.
Ah, I see. Well, please take care of yourself. I have medicine to treat colds, so I'll give you some when we return.
Oh yeah? Thanks. I guess having you around comes in handy at times.
What's the matter? Okita's eyes looked past me and suddenly something caught his attention off to the side.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Oh no.
Big beef. Across the street, a clump of perhaps 3 or 4 men were harassing a young girl. Okita! Heisuke! I see them! Stay here! But it appeared that Okita got to them first.
Well, well. I guess patriots aren't what they used to be, with men like you throwing that title around.
The usual crowd shuffled away from Okita and the men as quickly as they could. No one wanted to be near the sight of unsheathed blades. The Ronin's eyes found Okita's jacket, and the men stiffened.
Ah, so you must be the brains. So tell me, Chief, what's it gonna be?
His lips curled into a predatory smile as his hand gripped his sword. There was no mirth in that rictus grin, and the Ronin's faces grew much paler. Their moods were not totally deflated yet, as their ringleader had made one more attempt. Shut up! If you really want to live, maybe you should follow your own advice. The sight of two Shinsegumi blue jackets standing shoulder to shoulder was enough to deter the men. The last of the color drained from their faces, and they turned tail and ran. Ugh, if they're just gonna run away at the sight of us, then they should never have picked a fight with us in the first place. You aren't going to go after them? Arrest them?
And charge them with which crime exactly? Didn't figure you for the Iron Fist sword.
I didn't really mean it like that. The protagonist saved this girl while on patrol with Okita and Toto. She bears a striking resemblance to the protagonist.
Must be a coincidence.
I watched as the girl gave Okita a quick bow. She was so refined, so ladylike. Even dressed like a girl, I doubted I could ever be as elegant as her. I'd only just begun to feel sorry for myself when suddenly I felt a hand on my arm. What? Whoa! Oh, Okita?
Calm down, kid. Come here and stand next to her.
He showed me next to a girl we just rescued, then stepped back to stroke his chin thoughtfully. Okita? I glanced nervously toward the girl and attempted to smile kindly under the circumstances. The smile she gave me in return was beautiful, but there was something about it that seemed odd. She seems familiar.
Just as I thought. They look just like each other.
We look like... That's when I finally realized she was identical to whom I saw in the mirror. Really? I don't think they look alike at all.
Oh, Okita. No. They're practically identical. Dress the kid up like a girl, and you wouldn't be able to tell them apart.
Oh, I had to say something, but what? Perhaps you saw through my confusion, or perhaps it was something else. With that, the girl who called herself Kaoru disappeared into the crowds of Kyoto, although the uneasiness created by her presence remained. Hey, looks like she's got the hots for you, Soji.
Ha! Oh, Heisuke, is that really what you think? You've got a long way to go before you're at Sano's level.
What? What the hell is that supposed to mean? Their back and forth continued, but my mind was elsewhere. Last night's rain left a number of puddles on the road, and when I looked into them, I saw a strange girl who looked just like me. Kaoru, huh? Wind caught the surface of the puddle, sending a flurry of ripples across it. Come on, let's get moving! Oh right, I'm coming! I turned and ran toward Heisuke and Okita, already on their way back to headquarters. The temple was much larger than the compound in Mibu, as advertised. The whole Shinsegumi could gather in the common room with space to spare. As Kondo spoke, his voice echoed grandly throughout the hall. Standing before Kondo were the many proud men under his leadership with glowing expressions.
徳川家持公が上洛されるという話は聞き及んでいると思う。
Let me pull it up. The fourth Tokugawa shogun. He married Emperor Komei's sister in support of imperial unification, and he was popular with the emperor and his vassals.
その上洛に伴い、公が二条城に入られるまで、新選組総力をもって警護の任に当たるべしとの要請を受けた。
What? Shinsengumi guards the Shogun?
Let me see. I forgot what game it was, but remember when Sushi was playing that one game and it was like, hey, look, a white woman or something? I do remember that. I do remember that. I don't remember what game it was though, but I do remember that it was clipped. Was when the dialogue said that. It was like, hey, look, a white woman.
いや、とんでもねえ大出世だな。
Too hard for them to ignore us after Ikeda and Hamaguri, Our work's finally paying off. I guess you could say the fate of the country will be resting on our swords, That's exactly it. You guys better be ready for it.
将軍公の警護とはまた大役ですな。
I forgot about this man. I hate him. I hate him.
本当に三男さんが生きていればどれほどお喜びに。
I hate this man too. I hate both of them. These two chuckles over here in the corner.
本当に教え方なくしましたがね。
He totally knows.
Yeah. Ito wiped crocodile tears away from his eyes with a silk handkerchief. Wow. Wow. Somebody beat this man up. Beat him up. Beat him up. Ito and his followers were told Sanan died. In fact, the entire incident surrounding his transformation had been covered up. Only a few of the men of the Shinsengumi knew the truth. Kondo just doesn't. He's just so gullible. He's like, aw, poor Ito. Nice. It's so obvious.
亡くなった三男君が真に望んでいることだと思います。
Oh, heck yeah, Adam.
ええ、分かっていますわ。私たちの名を天下に広く知らしめる絶好の機会ですものね。
ともあれ、これから忙しくなりますな。まずはタイの編成を考える。とりあえず俺とトシ、それからソジ。
Sorry, Kondo, but do you think maybe Soji can sit this one out?
なぜだ?
Supposedly his cold hasn't recovered. I repeatedly told him to take care of himself.
本当か? 大丈夫なのか、ソジ?
The demon's just being a mother hen, sir. I think I'm fine.
Do you think he's fine?
No, not in the slightest.
Yeah, I think I'll just say this because it is a pretty well-known fact about his life,
It's like
but
pneumonia or something.
he died from tuberculosis. The real Akito Soji died from tuberculosis. And people don't really know exactly when he got tuberculosis. A lot of people suggest that he got it during the fight at the inn. Like that's like a big, like, how should I put it? Not rumor, but like it's kind of what a lot of historians believe is that during that battle when he got like hit and injured from the battle that he might have gotten it then.
So the red-eyed guy kicked him so hard he got tuberculosis.
Yeah. Well, in this game, yeah, once he got hit in the chest, real bad. He got sick, but in real life, we're not exactly sure. But he did die from tuberculosis, sadly. Oh, it was Shadow Hearts! Heck yeah.
Don't give me that crap. You just coughed up a lung earlier.
He doesn't know how true that is just yet. Yeah. Understandable, Adam. There's not a lot of good animes these days. There's only a couple that are, like, interesting, and that's it. Most of them are really just, like, rehashings of the same stuff, but not as good.
Yeah, I haven't been on Crunchyroll in a while. It just hasn't been anything.
Yeah, I mean, I would recommend K-Stay Vanitas. That show's really good, and it's now on Crunchyroll. That's been coming out.
Might not be on my Crunchyroll, but we'll see.
Yeah, but it's really good. We're currently watching the second season right now, and it's a good time. It's by the same person who did Pandora Hearts, if you know that series. The same mangaka who made that is making Keisei Vanitas, and it's really good. It's, I think, one of the best animes to be coming out this year, basically.
It is on Crunchyroll here as well, so I just put it on my list.
Heck yeah, it's a good time. There's some, like, manga moments in it because it is a vampire show, so of course there's gonna be some manga moments. Yeah. But overall, it has a really interesting story. The soundtrack is great. The animation's great. The characters are incredible. Like, the mangaka is really good. It's one of my favorites.
Cool.
But yeah.
Is that your excuse to sell me some meds? No matter what, I won't buy Ishida medical powder. That's not what I was trying to do. Just shut up and follow my orders.
I gave Okita some pretty strong medicine not too long ago. I wonder if that didn't work. Or maybe he doesn't have a cold, but rather he's inhaling dust from the lack of cleaning here? Then suddenly someone raised his hand. Kondo, I'm not feeling so great either. Yeah, sorry.
いや、責めたわけではないんだ。体調は大事だからな。いずれまた機会もあるであろうし、二人にはその時存分に働いてもらいたい。
Kondo and Hijikata continued to discuss their formation, but suddenly Hijikata turned to me.
Alright, what are you going to do?
What? Nani?
Nani? Don't give me that. I'm asking if you're coming with us or not.
I can go too? Could I really go? I hesitated for a moment, confused, and Okita laughed.
Why don't you go? It doesn't seem too dangerous either.
Yeah, the Chosu domain can't come in or out of Kyoto, so I'm sure there will be no fights. What should I do? I'm just a little concerned about a person like me who's not a warrior coming along, but... I was feeling emotionally strained with no leads and my father turning up on rounds. I'll go!
Alright then. I figured we'd put you in charge of running errands as a messenger. I'm using the hell out of you, so brace yourself.
In the early days of the Tokugawa shogunate, Nijo Castle was a place for the shogun to stay on his way to the capital. It's been a while since the shogun actually stayed in it, though. We'd met the shogun on the road and begun our escort about 30 minutes earlier and arrived at the castle relatively recently. By now, I imagine Kondo, Nagakura, Inoue, and the men were greeting the officials and other important people in the shogun's retinue? Retinue? Retinue. I've never seen that word before.
No?
Yeah, that's so weird. I've never seen it before.
It's like an entourage, basically.
Oh, I see. Well, I've got a job to do, too. Why did he say it like that? Hijikata is just a weird man. It was my job. Amazing. It was my job to tell soldiers when to change shifts and to carry messages back and forth. A glorified errand girl, in other words. I don't see myself as being useless, though, I think. I've come with a message.
Who's this guy?
I have no. This is the first time we've met this man. I don't know who this man is.
Oh, we have his name already, so we must have met him before.
Oh, maybe? I don't know. I don't recognize this guy. Who is this?
I think only once, maybe, but... I think maybe he was there when we went to the fight at the gate, I'm not sure.
Maybe. Well, I'm not here to play.
Oof.
What the frick is this man's problem? I've come to do what I can do. Would you mind if we stopped playing games?
Oh, he's the brother of the new guy we
Oh,
hate.
yeah!
Brother,
Okay. Time to beat this man up, too. The chief is currently going around paying his respects to the people in the castle. Everyone else continue with the guard. Huh? That's it? It's that simple? Well, no, I just... Okay. Mika and I never really got on the best of terms, but maybe he's a responsible person. After he shooed me away, I continued attending to my duties as a messenger. In the surrounding of Nijo Castle, I could see the warriors wearing a white uniform, which was different than the afternoon uniform. They don't seem too nervous, but I guess it makes sense. Some of the Imperial Nationalist extremists were driven out of Kyoto, and many warriors fled. There's no way anything would happen. A sudden chill ran down the length of my spine. I froze. Ah! I knew the feeling. A length of cold steel seeking entry into your flesh, eyes shining with a lust for blood and violence. Since I had begun living with the Shinsengumi, I felt it more than once. Bloodlust. My eyes were drawn to the roof, where no one would think to look. A large wall cast a shadow, shielding a section of the roof from the moonlight. There they stood.
Ninja. Oh, it's these fuckers.
Yeah. You!
Guy with a fucking gun.
Heck yeah. They looked very distinctive, unlike any soldiers I'd seen before, but 3 sets of piercing eyes scoured my thoughts, making it hard to think. I had recognized them, now I had to put names to faces. Chikage Kazuma. A man with ties to the Satsuma domain. He claims to be a demon, and he has a very specific interest in the heroine. Wow! This game just spoiled it! It just spoiled it! The game didn't mention this yet!
Yeah, it's not the first time it's done that in the explanation thing.
Wow. Yeah, this is one of the love interests, Asher. He's my second favorite, after Okita.
I mean, of course he is.
Kyuji Amagiri. We've met this man, a mysterious person involved with the Satsuma domain.
Rivalry going on. That's perfect.
Heck yeah. Heck yeah. See, again! The more spoilers! In this, he claims to be a demon. What the frick? Kyo Shirayuni, a person... He claims... Oh my god. The game is spoiling this. The game is literally... That's like one of the main... That literally was one of the main things, and it just spoiled it. Oh my gosh.
I get it, because he has red hair and he has blue hair, and they're both Oni.
Yeah. They were connected to both the Satsuma and the Chosu, and they made an effort to impede the Shinsengumi at Akita and again at Hamaguri. Well, why are you here?
なぜっつうのはどうやってここに立ち入ったかを聞いてやがんのか。だったら答えは簡単だ。俺ら鬼の一族には人間が作る障害なんざ意味をなさねえんだよ。
我々はある目的のためにここに来た。君を探していたのです。
Oh.
What?
Nani?
My heart was pounding so hard it could burst. Why do these men know my name? I don't understand. A demon? What do you mean? And what are you here for? No, you must be joking.
鬼を知らぬだ。本気で言っている。
He stepped forward, cloaked in shadows. When Amagiri spoke, it was calm and peaceful, as if he was reasoning with a frightened child.
君は負った傷がすぐに癒えませんか。
Remember, she mentioned at the beginning of the game that her injuries heal quickly, so she doesn't like showing herself getting hurt because she knows she's not normal.
Interesting.
I held my breath.
人間とは思えぬほど怪我の治りが早くありませんか。
Well, one way to test it.
Wait, what do you mean? Doodle, what do you mean? There's actually too many characters in this. Oh wait, you're right.
Your camera placement.
My camera placement. Wait, I have to see this. I have to see it. Wait, hold up.
That's so good.
There we go. Hello, guys. I'm now Amagiri. Let's go. No, wait. Now I'm Kazuma. Yeah. Let's go. I'm keeping this. We're keeping this aspect. I'm now always one of the characters. Oh my gosh, this is great. Oh my gosh. I can't get over it. I can't believe I'm now one of this trio right here. I'm a demon. I mean, if I'm Chizuru, then if I'm Chizuru, I stated before that I relate to Chizuru a bit. And if I'm Chizuru, then I guess I am a demon. Womp womp. Heck yeah, Azure. Oh boy. Azure, would you say it's accurate to say that Chizuru is another version of Anya in video games, Anya protagonist syndrome? How does he know my secret? I've never revealed it to anyone before. Well, words struggled to come to mind, and just as I was about to deny their accusations.
Uh-oh.
Shiranui's gun glistened eerily. Aw, snap. Aw, snap, we're actually a demon.
Nani?
After Kazuma glared at Shiranui, his eyes drifted towards the Kodachi on my hip again.
Yeah, this is actually the 19th century, so he has a gun.
Yep.
It's a weird thing about Japanese history.
Yep. Yeah.
They went from medieval to modern very fast at some point.
Yeah, it was a very extreme change. Because basically, the reason the Shinsengumi is such an interesting period in history is it was very much a thing that was occurring during the turning point of Japanese history, in terms of the turning point between historical Japan and modern Japan, basically. The Shinsengumi happened right in the middle of this transformation. And that we'll actually see it over the course of this game. We'll see as Japan slowly changes from its historical roots to a more modern Japan. We'll actually watch it happen in real time, which I think is really interesting. But it's also the reason why the Shinsengumi is such an important part of Japanese history, because it really represented kind of like the last burst of Japan's historical self, trying to live on as the modern was closing in.
Yeah.
So
Yes, this was all happening at the same time as the American Civil War.
yeah, basically it's all very interesting. It's one of the main reasons why I love this game is how much it like really makes you think about like the history of the time and kind of how interesting that part of history was, which is why it's, you know, continued to be remembered like to this day, despite it not really being a very long time. You know, like it was a very short period of history, but it's still widely remembered and adapted and whatnot to this day.
So many.
Yep. And like all these people lived very short lives. Like if you look at any of the Shinsengumi members, it's like they died at age like 20 something. And it's like, wow, big sad.
Very short and violent life.
Yeah. You don't
Which
need
is what
words.
makes them so interesting.
Yeah, exactly. That's why what I was saying with the cherry blossoms, like the Shinsengumi are supposed to represent like cherry blossoms. The idea that they were short but vibrant. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that it's worth it, even if it's only there for that short period of time, you know? My family name? What was wrong with Yukimura? I didn't understand what he was saying, and the cold sweat started itching down my spine. Oh, snap.
Bum, bum, bum. I don't like the implications.
Yeah. The thing is, you're right about the implications. Female demons are rare, so he wants to marry us because
Makes sense.
children and stuff. But I will say during his route, he grows to actually love Chizuru, and they do form a pretty good relationship.
Well, maybe we'll find out.
Yeah, well, maybe, but we've already missed a lot of the turning points for that route. But we'll see.
Okay.
We'll see how things go. His hand stretched out from the darkness, pale and grasping like the tentacle of some hideous subterranean monster. I love that description. Oh my gosh, it's so good.
Shink.
Then a blade flickered through the night.
Oi, oi. 合いびきならもう少し色気のある場所を選んだ方がいいんじゃねえか。
Oh my gosh. But yeah, in order to get some of his route parts, during the Battle of the Inn, we would have had to have picked look around first when we first entered the inn, instead of looking for a specific person. And then we would have had to say we're going upstairs. And then for some reason, Okita would not be there, weirdly enough.
Oh, okay.
And it would just be him upstairs. And then we would have like a little scene together, and then he would be gone. And then like the next time we would see him is like during that other battle we went to, if we went with Hijikata up to the hill, then we would have met him there too. That was like another scene. And we didn't see either of those scenes, so
It's really difficult to do a specific route without reading the wiki.
yeah,
first.
that's what I'm saying. That's what I mentioned this at the start of the playthrough, how dumb it is, like the choices in a lot of these Otome games, because it's not like you're not like actually choosing the guys. You're kind of like stumbling into their routes, basically. Like these choices should have nothing to do with like which guys you like. These are like your own personal actions.
Yeah, I in a way I kind of like it like that because it does feel a bit more natural. Like you're just doing what you want to do instead of like specifically going after one of them.
Yeah, I guess it's true. There is that aspect to it as well.
It's almost like a personality test. It's like you do just make what decisions you think are right, and then you end up with what the game thinks you should have.
Yeah, because that's what happened with me. Was I the choices I made put me on Okita's route in the end. Is kind of how when I went my blind playthrough, I ended up on his route. But and it worked out. I was like, heck yeah, because I wanted to go on his route from like the beginning of the game, so it worked out. So I was like, yay, I guess the game guessed me right. But it at the same time though, and I guess in a way Hakuoki does it a lot better than most VNs in that the choices are a lot more like it's like actions that you decide to do rather than your opinions on things, you know? I feel like a lot of Otome games, it's like, oh, the guy doesn't like you because you don't share the same opinion as them or whatever. Whereas this game, it's a lot more just like based on actions more than anything else. Which I guess is better in the end. Also, this music, boppin'. Why is his voice so quiet? It's like you could barely hear that. That was a whisper in the background. The music is like blaring, and Kazuma is all like, "You again, the culture and the nose of the dog. I see." It's like, what? Hello? What did you say?
I was voicing him, I think, though. At least I did in the scene, but.
Oh yeah, you did. Oh wait, then hold up. Hold up. Hold up. Settings. We can turn him off.
Yeah, and I was also doing Takeda, the guy you hate.
Oh my gosh. Oh yeah. Okay, so we got that off. And Takeda, where is he?
Oh, and Shimada as well, actually.
Takeda. There he is.
And then one page back. The Shimada. I also did it.
Ah, I see. Okay.
Although he hasn't shown up, I think, since we did the voices, but it doesn't really matter. Alright.
Here we go. Here we go. One could say the same of you. Harada! Saito! My legs almost collapsed, as if the now shattered tension was the only thing keeping me standing. I teetered backwards, my balance momentarily lost. A strong, sinewy hand caught me and pulled me back, its grip hard as steel.
Stay back.
Hijikata! One hand guided me around behind him, even as the other drew his sword.
I figured you were here for the Shogun's head. What you want from a kid? I have little interest in you or the Shogun right now. The matter at hand concerns only us demons.
Stronger and more powerful than humans, they have rapid healing powers. Chikage Kazuma, Kyo Shiranui, and Kyojo Amagiri are among their number. And the main character.
Apparently. Demons.
Can't wait for the anime cutscenes of all these nerds fighting over Anya. I mean, there is an anime. I've said it before. There's an anime of this show. We should watch the opening, because the opening's a banger. It's real good. His eyes narrowed. Hijikata seemed perplexed by Kazuma's statement, as if contemplating the possibility of its truth. Oh, the ship! I ship it! true, though I feel little at this reunion.
我々の邪魔立てをするつもりですか。ならば
The tension was so thick in the air that I could scarcely breathe. They were a powder keg, ready to explode. Even the slightest movement could set them off. It wasn't like I could do much, but I still wanted to help them, so I grabbed my sword. Yeah, Yamazaki, when did you... Then, you're telling me to run away? Wow, dang C.
Well, they're after her, so it makes sense, but it still hurts.
Yeah. I mean, he may be right, but...
Ooh.
Okay, this is... Nope, nope. No, stop it, stop it. Hitting, no! I was trying to get here. I kept pressing the wrong buttons. Let's save.
I mean, staying seems stupid, but also more interesting.
Yeah. Well, again, as I said, it's also important to think about routes. Which routes we want to do. Oh, you left before I could show this, but... so we have all these peeps, right?
Yeah.
We still don't have these two. We haven't seen the people in the middle between those two. But I looked here, and we see close, right? Close, 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 close. Budding for Saito, and 30% for Okita.
Huh.
Yeah. So far that's kind of the choices we've been making. But I don't want... I think that I'm going to continue with kind of how we've been doing it so far, which means giving you the ability to decide what we're doing here.
And probably ending up with no one.
It's fine. I mean, here's the thing. In the end, we can always, like, go back and pick different choices and see different endings and stuff. Because most of the scenes are kind of the same in each route, just with, like, slight differences. So it's all about what do you want to do here.
Yeah. Well, I just kind of want to see what happens here, so...
Yeah, so
that's
stay?
why I stay. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm going to stay here. I know that staying here might not be the smartest idea, but they called me a demon and told me to come with them. I still don't know what they'd meant. I needed to know the truth.
Exactly.
What? Yamazaki reached for my arm, ready to take me with him by force, but the gun Shiranui held was pointed toward Yamazaki. With his spear, Hara tried to pierce Shiranui in the heart, but Shiranui easily dodged his strike. Quite, but you seem uninterested in stopping him. Saito and Amagiri maneuvered nearly into striking distance of one another. Saito drew his sword and attempted to strike at Amagiri. Amagiri saw through his movements instantly and dodged the incoming blade.
Damn it, who the hell are these guys?
Hijikata screamed, his voice filled with frustration.
Yeah, I mean, don't think swordplay is gonna do much good.
Yeah.
You know, you might want to try. It's so outclassed.
Yeah.
Cry for backup, I guess.
Okie doke. Let me
Though that might
move
just
up.
get more people killed. But all the strongest people here already. But...
Yeah. Hello?
Hello?
Oh wait, that was me hitting load. I was like, why can't I save? And it was because I hit the load button instead of the save button. Cry for backup then?
Yeah, I mean, I want to say reach for sword, but it seems unwise. I don't know. We could just go for the fun option.
Azure, what should we do? Reach for my sword, cry for backup, did move.
Suddenly owning everyone.
I'm letting Azure pick the final option. Cry like the child you are. Cry for backup. I wasn't helping at all. I was utterly useless in a fight and I knew it. What could I do then? There was only one thing. Yamazaki, you should go find Kondo. Just when I screamed that. Yeah! Amagiri stared at me, then suddenly...
That's you?
Halt, I'm your opponent now. Saito's hand clasped the hilt of his sword as he walked slowly before Amagiri. Stay back, Yukimura. You are their objective. Do not make any sudden movements.
Yeah, I think just listen to him. He knows what he's talking
Yeah. Got it. I took a few steps back.
Hey.
Ayo. That's good. Leave the rest to me. So now if we go in there, it should say... I think it'll probably say like 30% for him too now.
Boss.
Or no, it still says budding, but it might not have solidified just yet. It's... Unfortunately, I have a reason to fight you. His voice was low and controlled, but I thought I sensed a current of tension beneath it. Saito then slowly moved to interdict Amagiri's approach. Was he protecting me?
Who's this?
Hello.
Hello, it's
Hello.
Doodle! Oh my gosh, Doodle!
Hello.
Hi, Doodle. How's it going?
I'm good.
Heck yeah.
Just finished dinner. And now I'm
Heck yeah.
here to hang out with my two dear friends, Rolf and Anya.
Heck yeah.
Hell yeah.
Wait, Doodle, do you remember who you were voice acting?
I absolutely do not. I was hoping you guys remembered. I'll
Okay.
just pick up whoever you guys don't have.
Okay,
Just know
I'm
you're
gonna...
playing the old guy and Kondo, but other than that, oh right, and the tall red-haired guy with the spear.
Yeah, let's see. Yeah,
Harada,
Doodle was
yeah.
voicing Harada. So we're gonna put that at off. We're gonna have Doodle voice Yamazaki too. Doodle will also voice, let's see. I'm gonna leave like the not as important people. Oh wait, yeah, Doodle was voicing Kondo. And
Yeah,
anyway,
and Kyoto, I think,
I guess we can leave these bozos.
You always pick up more people.
Bitches out of it.
Yeah.
You always pick up more people whenever you see someone that hasn't been picked yet. And they
Yeah.
seem fun.
Oh wait. Let's hit okay. Okay. The giant man flexed his hand, settling into a crouch stance. Saito's hand tightened on his sword. Look at his hand there! That looks scary. Do you see that?
My lad
that
has
perspective?
yaoi hands.
Oh my gosh. For several long moments, neither of them moved. The air was thick with barely contained intensity, and the ground could tear asunder, swallowing us. Seconds felt like hours as the two opponents regarded one another. Oh, snap. A shadow drifted across the moon, and the street briefly darkened. There was a blur of movement. When light returned, Saito and Amagiri stood some distance apart, backs to one another as if they met for a single blow and continued forward. I had no idea what had just happened. Their moves were just too fast to keep up with. A breath of wind stirred my hair.
Okay.
As had I. What, Doodle?
I'm fucking galled. Fucking galled at the amount of anime ass shit that's happening here.
It's great.
It's extremely anime.
Neither man looked the least bit surprised or concerned that his intended death blow was avoided. Saito's eyes narrowed to piercing blue slits as he turned to face his opponent. Amagiri turned as well, matching Saito's intensity. They stood like that for a moment until Amagiri's glare softened. He didn't leave his fighting stance, but his arms dropped to his side. I stood as still as I could. Both men stepped back, their fight clearly finished.
これ以上の戦いは無意味ですな。長引いて今日が乗っても困るでしょう。
それ、俺様への当てつけか？こう見えても右側は心得てるつもりだぜ。今日が乗ると止まんねえのは。
Shira looked towards Kazuma as he spoke.
Yes, our suspicions have been confirmed. We don't need to stay. This time we only came to verify the truths.
Do you really believe we'll simply allow you to walk away?
Why
Then
not?
call your men. You three may survive, but how many of your soldiers will we slaughter before we escape? Would you spend their lives so easily?
Kazuma and his companions were no doubt powerful, yeah. Azure, oh my gosh.
What did Azure say?
Since you had that long pause, Doodle, before you said, like, how anime it was, all Azure wrote is Doodle's fucking.
I was trying to find the words.
His words held arrogance. We knew he spoke the truth. They left silently, fading into the darkness, but as they did, Kazuma spoke to me one last time, his red eyes piercing me as they glared.
I will return for you. Soon.
Nah, no, I'm good, buddy.
He was far out of arm's reach, but his words nearly brushed against my cheek, cold and threatening. A shiver ran up my spine. I crumbled to the floor.
It's Doodle.
I've already forgotten who you guys said I was voicing.
Oh, this guy.
Was this one of them?
Yeah, this was one of them.
Whoa! Are you alright, Chizuru?
I'm fine.
You really suck at lying, you know that? You look really pale. Sit there and rest for a while. If you can't walk, I'll carry you.
Thank you.
Slowly turning into Sonic.
I can't believe Arda is Sonic the Hedgehog.
Silly guy. You're too slow.
You're too slow.
You're too slow.
For a while, Hijikata stared deeply and harshly toward the darkness.
Kid, you got any idea why they were after you?
I hesitated. They had said I was one of them. Kazuma had invited me to go with him. Had he been telling the truth? I didn't know. I'm not sure. There was really nothing more I could say. Word of this incident spread the ranks of the Shitsugumi quickly in another form.
おい、侵入者がいたらしいな。幹部がガン首揃えて何やってやがったんだ。
An intruder? I haven't heard anything. Are you sure that information is true?
おいおい、俺が嘘を言ってるってのか？
I didn't say you were lying, but maybe you misunderstood something. If that really happened, I would be the first to know. But since I wasn't in the know, then it must be fake information.
Oh my gosh, I hate this man with all my heart, mind, and soul. I hate him.
I have the best
Bite that guy's nose off.
Heck yeah. Please do. Supposedly, they stormed to Hijikata's room, but he told them the incident of the intruder was a misunderstanding. The only people that were notified of Kazuma's infiltration were only a handful of the captains. So in the eyes of the public, the infiltration of Nijo Castle didn't happen. Since then, once the rest of the men returned, there was a meeting among the captains. The subject of the meeting was the 3 men at Nijo Castle, Chikage Kazuma, Kyuju Amagiri, and Kyo Shiranui. They called themselves demons, and their previous encounters with the Shinsengumi suggested they were somehow involved with the Satsuma and Chosu. The Satsuma were the most powerful domain in the opposition domain, and the Chosu were publicly expressive of their dissent towards the shogunate, a domain governed by one of the opposition daimyo. The Chosu are essentially enemies of the court. I don't know how the 3 men are supposedly affiliated with the domains, but it was abundantly clear that they are not to be dealt with carelessly. There was another problem, however. Why had they come for me? They said I was one of them, and they knew about my family name and my kodachi. But how? My name is Chizuru Yukimura. I'm the daughter of my father and my mother. I'm a normal girl, nothing out of the ordinary, but who am I?
Damn, girl, I wish I knew.
Yep. Heck yeah, Asher.
Gonna knock tiles loose and slip them.
Oh no! June 1864. The compound was alive with noise and movement. I passed several soldiers in the halls, each one of them excited about something. What was going on? Ito, is something wrong?
どうしたもこうしたもありませんよ。私がなんであんな野蛮人どもと同じ部屋で肌をさらさなくてはならないの
Excuse me?
What? Ito's explanation was useless. I was completely confused. Is there something going on today? Ito did his best to collect himself shakily, adjusting his hair and clothing before he spoke.
近藤さんと意気投合したお医者様が当所にいらしてるのよ。大使たちの健康診断を行うとかの名目で。
With a disdainful sniff, he glared pointedly across the hall towards the area he just left. The men were getting physical checkups, that much I knew, given my particular situation. I've been exempted by the captains, who also gave me special instructions to stay away.
あのハゲ坊主じゃなくてお医者様ったら皆の前で私に着物を脱げとおっしゃるのよ。拒んだら無理やり脱がせようとするし。
Oh no.
それにあの大使たちの態度。
That's not how that works.
Savages seemed a bit strong. At any rate, perhaps I should go see just what a physical entailed. I was a doctor's daughter, after all. What's this doctor's name? What? Wait! Dr. Matsumoto? Remember, he was the guy we were looking for when we first came here after we found we couldn't find our dad? We were told by our dad to go to him if we needed help.
Well,
I hope you guys can't hear my niece screaming.
Nah,
and the other.
We don't hear anything.
She's very full of rage right now.
When I first came to Kyoto, my plan was to find Dr. Matsumoto. My father told me that I could rely on the man if I ever needed anything. Unfortunately, he was away on business when I arrived, and after that, I'm going to go watch the physical exams. There was no time to waste.
Wait, there's guys getting naked? I'm going to watch.
Amazing. Is this it? I could hear loud voices from inside. Oh! The scene froze me in place.
Oh no.
At last, my turn. I can't wait to get naked. Check out my dick. It's huge. What do you think? You're looking at the amazing product of years of training.
Your body's fine, Chin. I think it's your head the doctor ought to be taking a look at.
And not the one you're showing him right now. What's that? You say you want me to beat the daylights out of you?
よし、問題ない。次。
You're fine.
Whoa, hold on there, Doc. You gotta take a good look at this. You haven't seen the backside yet.
Oh, this is you, Doodle.
You're holding up the line, Shinpachi. Get moving, okay?
I'm just saying, I don't really think you've had full time to fully examine. Don't you want to order a slice of this beefcake? I've got 2 meaty servings on the plate right here.
Not so hard.
A medical
And a big sausage to go with it.
A medical examination is for finding problems, not showing off. Now move. It wasn't difficult to see why Ito was desperate to escape. I couldn't imagine him as part of such a display. What should I do? I feel like it's rude to intrude. Doodle.
I think it's Doodle as well.
Yeah, I
Okay.
made Doodle Yamazaki.
You're this ninja boy.
Yukimura, what are you doing here? Is something the matter?
Oh, Yamazaki, hello, I heard that Dr. Matsumoto was here. Yamazaki didn't look like he was in the mood to tolerate my snooping, so he went to the point.
I see. I take it you aim to speak with him, huh? I have been briefed on everything regarding your situation. I think you know what you're doing. However, the physicals are taking some time. Will you leave this to me?
I mean, we might as well say yes, please.
Yeah, sure.
Sure, why not, buddy?
Don't want to peek at some more guys?
Yes, please. Are you sure? Then yes, please do so.
Got it. Please excuse me. My voice cracked a little there.
Yamazaki went over to Dr. Matsumoto.
He's in ninja puberty.
Pardon me, Dr. Matsumoto. Please allow me to look after those symptoms are minor. Why not take a little break?
Oh my gosh. It's Lex Luthor.
ではそうさせてもらおうか。
I wait outside for... I'm glad everyone loved that. I waited outside for Dr. Matsumoto until he stepped out of the examination room. Excuse me. He looked at me for a moment, his eyes narrowed in
次の
curiosity.
補充も兼ねて休憩にしようか。君、ちょっと手伝ってくれるかね。
Yes, of course. What luck? Dr. Matsumoto?
She was
Ah, doctor. Hello, Yukimura. I remember this one.
I love that you remember him. Oh, hi, Kondo.
I see you found her already.
はい、おかげさまで。
What? I was utterly lost. Dr. Matsumoto laid a gentle hand on my
私
shoulder.
は君に会うためにここに来たんだよ。高堂さんの娘さんがここに身を寄せていると近藤さんが教えてくれたんだ。
Oh, I see.
I knew Kodo and Matsumoto were acquaintances. So I thought perhaps Matsumoto might be able to give us a clue to his friend's whereabouts. I looked him up as soon as he returned to Kyoto.
The Shinsengumi had their own reasons for why my father found, but Dr. Matsumoto's appearance was still cause for joy. Thank you, both of you. They smiled. Dr. Matsumoto then explained he had just barely missed me when he left for Edo as I came to Kyoto. He'd received all my letters, but once he finally returned, he had no idea where I was, and consequently couldn't find me.
すれ違いだったとはいえ、辛い思いをさせてしまったようだ。
I can't believe
Yeah.
Azure's gonna vor Doodle.
Why? What did I do?
Azure's the best. All of you are the best.
Shared first
ここにい
place.
る事情は分かっておる。何か不自由なことはないか。
No, I'm doing all right. So, Dr. Matsumoto, about my father. His face took on a grim cast, and before he even spoke, I knew what his response would be.
私もコードーさんの居場所は知らないんだ。
I see. The defeated tone of my voice surprised me. I suppose on some level I believe Dr. Matsumoto had some miraculous revelation about my father. Foolish of me, of course, but that didn't make the truth any less devastating. Yeah. Hi, Sarah. Welcome to the stream. How's it going? I hope you're doing well. I love ya. And yep, we do know, because I actually played the original version of the game, which was Hakuoki, Demon of the Fleeting Blossom. I played that version of the game, which had the entire game as one, but less routes. But yeah, this time, of course, it's still the whole game, but you have to play it as 2 separate games because there's now multiple routes and extra scenes and stuff. So we're halfway through Kyoto Winds, but there's still Edo Blossoms after that, which I wonder how it's gonna work. Do we just like say like where we're at the start of the game? Like, I wonder how that's gonna work.
Can you import a save file or something?
I don't know. I don't know if you can. You might just start from the begin. Like, you might just be like, hey, I'm on this route. And the game's like, okay. We'll see.
Yeah, I'd everyone at 100%.
Yeah. Actually, Sarah, I didn't play the PSP version. I played the mobile version, which is basically like the same game but for phones.
Heresy.
Yeah, it was at a time when I was playing a lot of mobile games because I got into like Mystic Messenger and other things, and so the first time I ever played Hakuoki was around that same time. I bought it off the app store and played it, and I loved it. Still one of my favorite visual novels. Yeah. Heck yeah. Oh, it starts with no affection, basically. Just choose the path. Okay, that's how it works. That's what I expected, was that you don't import a save, you just pick the route and you just continue onward. That kind of works. Kondo simply nodded.
君はここにいることであの薬に関わってしまったようだね。あの薬、つまりコードーさんが新選組で行っていた研究のことについてだが。
Experiments that years later I would use to create the kryptonite to get Superman, who actually turns out to also be one of the demons. Yes, I knew what he meant. The experiments my father conducted was some strange concoction that could make people go mad. Please tell me about it. I want to know everything my father was doing. He nodded.
コードーさんが幕命を受け、新選組で行っていたのは羅刹を生み出す
I still think it's funny that they're called furries. Furies.
They're Furies.
Yeah, Furies. But it looks like furries a little bit.
I love you so much, Anya.
I love you more.
羅刹とはすなわち
I love you most.
真のごとき力と
あいやー
大きな治癒力を持つ人間のことだ。
A creature with heightened speed and strength, as well as the ability to heal from almost any wound. One can only be killed by a stab wound through the heart or by having its head removed. Here he is. This term seems so familiar. Then I realized I'd overheard some of the men talking about it. I wonder who'd have what persona. Heck yeah. Oh, it's Rolf.
They all want to be tigers and wolves, but none of them are.
Yeah. Dangsty. Oh, yeah, Rolf said that he'll BRB. I guess I'll take on Rolf's roles until he's back. Don't jinx him, Soji. It's gonna look bad if officers start joining the furry furies. Oh, so fury come from something you drink where any injuries could be cured. The furies that Heisuke spoke about are meant to be pitied. Okita would definitely be a fox. That's his spirit animal, is a fox.
そしてその羅刹を生み出したのは落ち水という薬だ。
Water of life, a substance imported from the west that turns those who drink it into, oh my gosh, furies. Until refined by Kodo Yukimura, it was too toxic to use. They're furries now. Heck yeah. Fox or Tanuki. Heck yeah. One of those two. Also, Mew, thank you so much for the raid. Hello, raiders. Welcome to the stream. How's it going? Mew, I love you so much. I hope you're doing well. Thank you so much for the raid.
これは西洋ではエリクサ、中華では先端と呼ば
Hell
れる
yeah.
ものに値する。
We love a raid.
Heck yeah.
不老不死の霊薬みたいなものだ。
Furies, water of life. It sounded more like something from a fairy tale rather than real life, but there was something in
Hello.
Dr. Matsumoto's tone of voice that said he was telling the truth. Hello, welcome back, Rolf. We missed ya.
I missed you more than Anya did, Rolf.
I've already heard about how it makes you strong and hard to kill, but doesn't it cause so much pain that it makes most people go crazy? And even if you survive that, then even the smell of blood can make you go crazy again. Dr. Matsumoto nodded slowly, then pinched the bridge of his nose with a thumb and forefinger. He looked very tired.
知っていたのか。
Yes.
So do you think people only pick Tanuki as their persona because of the big balls?
Oh my gosh. Amazing. Oh my gosh. Incredible. I never thought of it like that. Oh my gosh. Oh, and no worries, Sarah. I hope you feel better soon. I hope everyone feels better soon.
Oh no.
Oh no. Biggest abuse. They were human but not human. Perhaps they were almost entirely different now? I couldn't see how this water of life could ever be used for good. Even if it had healed Sanon's arm, he suffered greatly in the process. Well, it's all about, I guess, what people value. Because yes, Sanon suffered through the transformation and now like he can't go out in the sun and stuff, but he can use his arm again and that's all he cared about.
Yeah, it's a trade-off.
Yeah.
As long as you're aware of the risks beforehand.
Yeah.
Besides, if they can refine it further, it will be like an insanely good medicine.
Yeah. Yep. It sounded more like a moan than a question. My father would never want to ruin the life of another, but because of what he'd done, people suffered and some even died. Why was my father doing this? But it wasn't just my father. I was sure no one involved expected such a terrible outcome.
だからこそ両親の呵責に耐えかねた行動さんはここを去ったんだろう。
But the water of life was an opportunity given to us by the Shogun to help strengthen the Shinsengumi.
The doctor only shook his head.
計画は失敗だ。行わない方がいい。幕府も見切りをつけているはずだ。
Kondo frowned, perhaps unhappy that Dr. Matsumoto would question the shogunate's original decision.
大使たちがどうなったか、近藤さんもよく知ってるだろう。あの計画は人道的に決して許されるもんじゃない。
Kondo gave a non-committal grunt and fell silent. I was sure Kondo knew just how dangerous it was to use the water of life, but the shogunate had come to him with a request. Perhaps he couldn't refuse even if he wanted to. Silence felt like a thick blanket.
I understand that you are the Shogunate's designated doctor, but you're not one of us. An outsider has no right to object.
Sanan! His face was pale as moonlight, as if he was a walking corpse. Is it okay for you to be up right now?
Shouldn't you be resting, Sanan? You look pale. Kind of like you died.
Don't worry about me. Just compromising our whole story.
Yeah.
By
He bowed quickly, his mouth a compressed line, and turned to regard the doctor with a cool gaze.
We used this treatment effectively and at our own discretion.
しかし危険だ。あの薬は人が扱えるような代物じゃない。
We have continued Kodo's research. I am, as you can see, living proof, so to speak.
As
Not
Sanan
entirely living.
Yeah. As Sanan did indeed prove, it was possible to drink the water of life and retain your sanity. It just wasn't easy.
平気そうに見えるかもしれんが、体のどこかに相当無理をかけていることも考えられるぞ。
I am perfectly healthy.
You sure fucking aren't, buddy.
Yeah.
I respectfully disagree. With continued research and modification, we will have many more success and fewer casualties.
Sanan, are you a doctor? I don't think so.
I mean, he did refine the medicine, so
I mean,
guess
he
knows a bit about it.
did. He did, but as the game keeps pointing out, he's not looking too good. He might have, like,
Yeah.
fixed some of the issues, but it still doesn't change the fact that this thing pushes the human body to limits it's not supposed to.
Yeah.
I would say it's kind of akin a bit to, like, with adrenaline, you can, like, do things that normally you would never be able to do, but you're only supposed to have that adrenaline running for, like, a little bit while the event is going on, and then you're supposed to go back to your regular state. But if you were constantly on that adrenaline, you would just drain your life away, basically.
Yeah, this stuff is like steroids on steroids.
Basically.
そのためにさらに多くの大使を犠牲にするつもりかね。成功するかどうかもわからん実験に大使を付き合わせるのは生命を冒涜しているとしか思えんが。
The men who gave... Oh, wait, that's you.
The men who gave their lives are the foundation of our work. They did not die in vain.
しかしだな。
Oh. Alright, that's enough from both of you. Why don't we discuss this some other time?
It was my private opinion that they were unlikely to grieve no matter what time they discussed the subject, but I felt it was polite to keep quiet.
Maybe, you know. They're gonna just say, you guys are never gonna fucking agree, y'all.
It's like, that layer time meaning never. Let's never talk about this again.
Never talk about this shit again.
It's like when you go to like a family reunion and you have some relatives who are obviously like on the other side of the political spectrum, but so you decide just to not talk about politics so you can just get through the day.
Yeah.
There seemed to be very little common ground between them, but both arguments had merit. Kondo had likely seen this as well, and he chose to end things before it got unpleasant.
If you insist, Kondo.
Sanan's face betrayed nothing of what he might be thinking, even when the corner of his mouth quirked up into the beginning of a smile. He bowed quietly and left as swiftly as he arrived.
So, how did the exams go? Did they pass?
頭を抱えたよ。
What? Why is that?
も何も怪我人や病人を合計したら全大使の3分の1近くになるじゃないか。
What?
We failed?
He's like, oh no, we failed the exam. And the doctor's like, that's not really what... I mean, yes, technically, but that's not... And he's like, oh, I can't believe I got an F.
Are ripped as heck. How could they fail?
Impossible!
なんとじゃないぞ近藤さん。あんたらは今まで何をやってたんだ。切り傷から渋り腹まで。
We've been fucking non-stop. Seriously? I'm embarrassed to hear this. I never would have imagined.
Kondo is literally like just one of those people who just constantly has his head up in the clouds.
A fucking himbo.
Yeah, he's a himbo.
It's like actual Ariel himbo. He's only the leader because he's like so likable. He
Yeah.
doesn't actually have like management qualities.
Yeah. I mean, Soji even said that, and he loves Kondo. And even he was like, yeah, Kondo is just likable, that's all. But he's kind of an idiot.
Understood. I'll get to it this instant.
I love Kondo, though. He's basically like Chizuru's dad in this. Because her real dad is like off somewhere in the ether.
Yeah.
Kondo is like her...
Father
Yeah, he's the father figure.
Frogger figure.
It's always crossing roads and stuff.
Yep. So we were ordered to clean the entire compound.
Why the hell do we have to do a massive cleaning? There's nothing I hate more in the world than cleaning and organizing crap.
Is this one of the ones I am?
Yeah, the
Yeah.
red-haired dude.
Stop bitching. Hurry up and lift up that cabinet over there. Now's the perfect chance to serve up those meat cakes you were flaunting earlier.
Ah, a rat! Calm down, it's not a big deal.
I love how much soul you put into that, Anya.
I should be a voice actor. I can do it. Hire me.
I'm Anya's manager. Her
I wouldn't
going
dare actually scream out
hourly
loud when
rate
I
is
live alone.
$300.
Let's go. It seems as though it was feeding all that rice ball over there. You're right! Who the hell hid their leftovers over here in the corner?
Ugh, why do I have to bother myself with such a menial task like a servant?
I swear I will go into that world and I will clock this man. I will clock him right in the chin.
Anya's gonna be the first person to commit, what's the word?
Fictional manslaughter.
Like, she's gonna be the first person to be able to, like, go into another universe and commit murder.
Yeah. That reminds me, there was like this post where, like, you know, there's like this thing now that some people are into, which is like, I forgot the name for it, but basically, like, some people claim they can, like, astral project into, like, another universe. Like, some parallel universe. And one person stated that they did it and went to the, like, Hogwarts universe or whatever. And, like, I think they said they accidentally killed Draco Malfoy. And they were like, oh, guys, I feel so bad. I committed murder. What do? I killed Draco.
I can do that too. It's called daydreaming. I mean, I'm a strategist more than anything. Cleaning isn't in my job description.
Chill out. Why don't you just whip out your prize Koshu style and do all the work for us? I almost said something else.
Shut it! My Koshu military science wasn't designed to help with any of your housework. What a preposterous idea!
A collection of Kai and Takeda's tactics during the Warring States period.
原田も人が悪いな。こいつが盲信してる時代遅れの兵法なんて、このご時世、掃除の役に立たないだろう。
I
Wow.
only do Koshu style with someone I'm really intimate with. Mickey, you watch your mouth. It may be outdated compared to Western studies, but Koshu military science is far from outdated. What you said
Yeah. Yeah.
kind of contradicting yourself. Translator kind of.
No, I think that's what he
Did it
said.
word by word.
I think
without
that's what
reading
he
back
said. I think that's what he said. Honestly, I wouldn't put it past him to say that.
100%.
Yeah, that wasn't a translation error. He just said that. Oh, that's you, Doodle.
Oh, look, Kondo's coming. Fuck, the other me is coming.
Nani? Chef Kondo, please look.
Chef Kondo!
It's a Chef Kondo.
AU, where they're all
Chef
cooks.
Marie Kondo. It's gonna get
Marie
rid of all the
Kondo.
ingredients that don't spark joy.
Let's go. Like alternate universe where they're all cooks instead of Shinsegumi, or like the Shinsegumi is cooks.
Like Iron Chef.
Yeah.
This room was so dirty you couldn't even walk on it. But under my guidance, it's clean as a... Hui? Where's the chief?
We failed. He just walked past thinking, like, saying, we failed the test.
He's like, now I'll never get my license.
I'm never going to get into Boy Scouts.
We'll never win, Mr. Universe.
Takeda realized Kondo was nowhere to be seen and he glanced at Harada.
Shinsengumi will never make it to nationals like this.
He fell for it.
Damn you, Harada! You tricked me! How dare you?
Well, between bitching, kissing ass, and whining like your baby, you're quite the
Like your baby. This man has a baby.
I'm tired of being a two-faced prick, not knowing which face to show people. You little bitch.
Hi everyone, I've washed the rags. Please use this when you wipe the floor. Oh, awesome, thanks. Despite being upset because of chore duty, the men swiftly cleaned the room as a team. Dr. Matsumoto came the next day to inspect the cleanliness of the compounds.
まあまあ綺麗になったじゃないか。
Right? See everyone? Even the doctor realizes that I'm in shape. Compared to the complexity of war tactics, it's not like cleaning is some brilliant task. All he did was complain.
Did Soji get to rest all day? Sounds like he got special treatment while we busted our asses.
I'm dying. Hey, don't blame me. Hijikata is the one being overprotective here. It's your fault. You're the one coughing up a lung. You're not improving because you don't take care of yourself. Just take a nap and a tuberculosis will cure it.
Seeing the compound in such clean conditions is, I must admit, quite nice.
True.
Did you say
Play-
conditions?
Oh, we need Dr. Stone in here. Save Okita.
Heck yeah.
True, this place looks different. I could get used to this.
Heck yeah. Why is his titties out? I mean, that's just how Okita is. Just constantly titties out.
I think he
Wait.
was talking about Toto.
Oh, maybe. I mean, they all have their titties out. Like, most of them do.
Oh, yeah.
Only a couple of them don't have their titties out.
Former fashion.
Heck yeah. It's you, Doodle.
Well, maybe we should clean every day then.
Great idea. Make sure you do a good job, Heisuke.
Whoa, hold on a minute here. You got the most energy, Shin. Don't think you're getting out of this. I'll help too, Heisuke. Oh yeah, we'll take it on together. You and me alone. Forget Shin.
Oh, you're
Hey,
so
wait a
desperate.
minute. I didn't say I wasn't gonna do it.
Heck yeah, Sarah.
Shinpachi, there's some trash over there. Go throw it away. You talking about Takeda or? We aren't starting till tomorrow, right, Heisuke?
Yes! I would have loved if he pointed and it was to Takeda and he's like, what? Do I have trash,
Some trash
on
over
me?
there? Please throw it out. What?
Stop running around like that. We just cleaned and you're already kicking up dust. I was enjoying the banter when I noticed something. Oh?
Why is there dust to pick up if you just cleaned it?
Oh no. I could just see Okita and Dr. Matsumoto outside walking off somewhere together. Where could they be
That's
going,
not
I
fair.
wonder? Oh.
They're off to fuck.
Heck yeah. What are we doing?
It's so much.
I'm always worried about Okita.
Heck yeah. I'm worried about Okita. What were Okita and Dr. Matsumoto doing? Was Okita going to talk to the doctor about his cough? He was coughing an awful lot lately. Now that I thought about it, was he alright? I decided to follow them. Whee! Huh?
Stalker mode activated.
Heck yeah.
Sarah just
Oh,
wants
fuck
to
my
do some
bones.
nips.
Yeah, Sarah, I've been playing Room Factory 5 too. I haven't gotten to summer yet, though. I'm still in spring, but I'm kind of scared. I'm scared to see everybody in swimsuits because I know it's gonna happen. I'm enjoying it. It's real jank, but I'm still enjoying it. I'm having fun, and that's all that matters. It's like, it's one of those games where I'm enjoying it, but I would never recommend it, you know? Where I'm like, I'm having fun with it. I'll definitely play it for a while, like probably a lot of hours on it, because it has some certain things in it that I do like about it, but I would never recommend it because it's way too janky. Unfortunately, I waited too long, and by the time I made my way outside, they were gone. I think they went this way.
Oh, I think I was this guy. Oh, Yukimura, are you looking for someone?
Shimada, have you seen Okita the doctor?
Oh, yes. I think I saw them on their way at the courtyard.
Oh, so I found a way to exploit some stuff, and by the way, turning off dynamic resolution. Oh, thank you, Sarah. I'll try that. Oh, this is the fixed. Oh no! Apparently, the Japanese version was even worse than the one that I've been playing. Dang, that's bad. That's real bad. Xseed did good work. Because at least it's playable, I guess. And they did add the ability to date both the bachelors and the bachelorettes, regardless of gender. So that's good, too. Xseed really saved the game that was completely in a bad spot. Amazing. Thank you.
Don't mention it. Just slow down before you hurt yourself, alright?
Yes! Goodbye! It's on walk off, and it got me thinking, the courtyard. Should I try and catch up, or should I go around the back to reach the courtyard before they did? This is
Do you wanna
weird.
be
I
sneaky?
don't remember this choice. This is weird. I don't remember this choice, but I might also be dumb.
I don't think he's gonna like it if you like notices you following.
Yeah. Oh, but it's like maybe it'll be like hiding somewhere first before they arrive, maybe.
Yeah, I think that's what go around is. It's like following sneakily.
I don't remember this choice at all. What do you I'm leaving it up to you guys as usual. What are we doing?
I would say
I-
go around. But
To make your decisions for you, Anya.
Well, because I've already played through the game. Well, I haven't played through this version, which has extra scenes and stuff in it, but I have played through the original game, and I do remember some choices and stuff, which is why I've been trying to avoid answering the choices since I remember some of them, you know? But this is one of those choices where I actually don't know, because I don't remember this choice at all. Like, I remember the scene, but I don't remember this choice. It might have been there and I just forgot. Because my memory is like garbage. I do remember this scene though, but I don't remember what we're supposed to do for it. Let's have like a vote, I think. What do you think, Doodle? What should we do?
Catch up.
Okay, so Doodle says catch up. Rolf, what do you say?
go around.
We need one person. Oh wait, Sarah said go around, but I say go
All right.
around. So we're going around, I guess. Oh boy. Let's see. I think this might be one where I wouldn't mind loading just because this is very vague. Whenever it comes to VNs, I have a rule that if a choice is vague enough, I'm fine with kind of reloading just because I feel like it's a little unfair.
Did you save already?
Yeah, I did. I saved.
Ah, okay, good.
Let's go around. Oh, Sarah said it's a new choice, I think, is what Sarah said. So that's probably why.
Makes sense.
I ducked onto the narrow path and then ran around the back. I soon found myself at the courtyard. I hid myself in the shadows waiting. Okita and the doctor appeared only moments after. I hid silently.
結論から言おう。お前さんの病は老害だ。
Oh no!
Rip.
Rest in pieces. But yeah, I didn't mind mentioning it a bit earlier because one, we were getting close to the reveal anyway, but two, because it is a pretty well-known fact about him historically that he died from tuberculosis. I feel like most adaptations tend to bring it up at some point. For just a second, my heart stopped. A shiver ran down my spine, and suddenly I felt very, very cold.
I had the feeling that was it. The real thing, huh? The famous disease.
Okita's illness, which had caused coughing fits and forced him out of military operations, was eventually discovered to be pulmonary tuberculosis.
Big beef.
Gotta tell you though, I'm not used to getting health advice from doctors, you know.
老害の一番の薬
I usually get them from random people I talk to on the street.
Oh my god.
身を離れて精のつくものを食べてゆっくり体を休めなきゃいかん。
Ow, what the hell?
Sorry, no can do. I get all my medical info from InfoWars and Joe Rogan.
Oh yeah, Sarah, yeah, those are pretty good.
そうせんと体は悪くなるばかりだぞ。 今はそうやって平気なふりができても、いずれ布団から起き上がることすらできなくなる。
Then I'll be here until then. I'll put my sword before my body, even if I cough up blood.
なぜそれほどまでここにいたいんだね。
I'm the Shinsengumi's sword. Me being here is my everything. I'm here to kill anyone who stands against the Shinsengumi. Simple as that.
お前さんの覚悟は分かった。
Okita sounded cheery, but I was listening in a state of shock. Okita is going to die? I felt like I wanted to faint, but I stayed strong and remained standing.
Look, Doc, please don't tell Kondo and the guys about this, okay? Promise?
まあ、どうしても言えないことってのはあるだろうな。
Oh, that's cool! That's cool, Sarah. I have it on Japanese as well on my Rune Factory 5 playthrough. But I haven't met Lucas yet because I'm still pretty early on in the game.
私もあの子に打ち明けていないことがあるんだ。
Oh, snap?
行動さんが上位派の過激浪士連中と行動を共にしてるかもしれん。なんてな。とてもじゃないが伝えられんよ。
Oh boy. The news of Okita's illness had me so scattered I almost cried out at this new piece of intelligence. My father working with the nationalists?
None.
There was suddenly someone behind me. A hand slipped over my mouth before I could react, and a freezing sensation made my spine shiver.
Oh, it's someone we know already, otherwise we would hear her voice now.
Yeah.
Ah. It's you.
Yeah, it was a calm, cool voice that I'd heard many times before, although never from quite so close. Saito? My body relaxed. The body behind me was Saito, not some anonymous assailant. Be still, Soji is very perceptive. I nodded my head as much as I dared. His hand over my mouth made me too nervous to breathe. Saito's presence next to me was silent and sharp like a blade in the night. It seemed like hours passed before Okita and Matsumoto finally left. Yeah, this is definitely different.
I already forgot what voice I gave this guy. Too close. If it weren't for Saito, you'd have gotten in some real trouble.
Yamazaki! How long was he... Yeah, this is definitely new.
About 5-6.
No, something told me that would be a foolish question. He was probably watching the whole time. Sorry. If you hadn't stopped me, Saito, I probably would have given myself away. No, it is I who should apologize for being so forward with you. Oh! Another one for Saito!
He really likes covering your mouth up. I guess we know what he's into.
Yep.
It's a little bit of breath play.
Yep. Nonetheless, she followed orders, which is commendable. Oh no, not at all. There was the briefest hint of a smile in his eyes as he spoke, and then it disappeared. Now, Soji, can you truly pretend that you heard nothing, specifically nothing regarding his illness? He wasn't asking me to keep my mouth shut per se, but rather to forget what I'd seen and heard had ever happened. But why?
Oh, if word of his illness were to get out, it'd be detrimental to the Shinsengumi. Hello?
Oh no, I was reading what Sarah wrote in the chat.
Okay, I thought you hadn't heard me.
Nah, I heard it. Thank you, Doodle. Oh no, Sarah.
Our enemies would be elated, and the chief and commander would be miserable.
He was right, even I could understand that, but I couldn't forget the sight of Okita smiling, even with the seriousness of the news. We will deal with his illness. There is nothing you need to concern yourself over, but... In other words, do not get involved. At the end of the day, I was still only a guest. The sad reminder resurfaced once more. I may live among the Shinsengumi, but I wasn't one of them. Saito's words made that very clear. Suddenly I felt cold, as if a cold gust of wind blew through me, draining all the heat from my body. I was all alone. From then on, Matsumoto visited the compound regularly to check up on the men of the Shinsengumi. Ever since Sanan had become the leader of the Furies, the group was named as the Fury Corps. A secret division composed of men who had become Furies. Still, I
We
couldn't...
just call them Furies in the Furry Corps.
Heck yeah,
The
let's do
furry
it.
division.
Still, I couldn't help but wonder, was it really alright to continue researching the furries? My heart was heavy with worry. Without him, the Shinsengumi would be nothing.
Oh,
We would
yeah.
cease to exist. If so, why? So I guess we were just supposed to follow him straight up. Oh! Sarah said, by the way, Room Factory 5 also has a exploit where if you're low on RP and talk to someone, your character is standing still and recovers RP, but the time doesn't keep moving. That's awesome. I never thought of that, but that works. Okita the Fox Nuki, heck yeah. Heisuke the Yappy Hyper Doggo, yep. Saito the cat that wants affection on his terms but is in general quiet and slinks around. Heck yeah, this is legit! You are so right, Sarah, you got it. After the dust
I
cleared...
don't-
What?
Never mind. Keep on going.
Following the Hamaguri rebellion, the shogun set about cleaning house. The Chozu expedition was launched by the shonen once the Chozu domain was declared enemies of the court. A military expedition led by the Tokugawa shogunate against the Chozu attacked the imperial palace and became enemies of the court after the Hamaguri rebellion.
Now, every time a new character comes into view, we have to give them a persona.
Heck yeah. Perhaps feeling they dodged a bullet, the Chozu domain fell silent for a while. Their abuse was short-lived, however, and before long their disrespect for the shogun became impossible to ignore. In order to investigate further, the shogunate decided to send an envoy to the Chozu domain. Kono was asked to accompany an envoy sent to the Chozu to investigate their behavior. However, the Chozu domain refused to even meet with the envoy. Fed up with their insubordination, the shogunate ordered the second Chozu expedition. However, the war was a costly one, exhausting both the resources and the men from all over the domains whose morale began to falter. To add to the fire, word of the shogun's Iemochi's passing shook all of Japan, and some domains even withdrew, which made the situation even dire. The second Chozu expedition had ended in a surprisingly major loss for the shogunate troops. October 1866, the pillar of the Tokugawa shogunate, which stood strong for 260 years, was beginning to show signs of instability. Also, if you want easy money, befriending... I never know how to pronounce her name. Is Elise, something like that. She will throw food to heal you sometimes, and if you dodge them, you can pick them up. Sometimes she'll throw royal curry, which sells for 500k. Oh my gosh, that's awesome.
Jesus Christ. Just throws a $500,000 dish at you?
Yep. Yep.
Just pick it up off the ground and resell it.
Yep. That day I was accompanying Saito on his rounds. It sure has been hot lately. I've gotten used to the city of Kyoto, but I just can't get used to this humid heat.
Alright, I do have to
Indeed.
go though, because it's past midnight for me.
Okie doke. I guess, yeah, we should stop here. I think this is a good place to stop, honestly.
Yeah.
Two bombshells dropped on us.
Yep, we did. And also we're basically like in a new segment now.
Yeah.
We're not in the middle of anything at the moment. So let's save. Okay, I think I saved, right? I'm gonna hit save again just in case. Let's check warrior record real quick. 30%. Now we have 2 people at 30%.
And one of them is going to die, so...
So
Alright.
we'll find out how things go from now on. But yeah,
Yeah.
that's kind of where we're at the moment.
Oh, it was fun. Good night,
Thanks.
everyone.
Thanks
Thanks
for
for hoop.
Yeah, thanks
And
for
see you next
hanging
week.
out, Rolf. I love you very much. See you later. Get some good rest.
See ya.
And thank you, Doodle, for joining as well. It helps a lot, honestly.
No problem.
You're the bestest bean. I love ya.
I love you more.
I'm really interested to see what ending we'll get once we're done with all of this, to be honest.
I want to know what route we're gonna end up on.
Yeah, like if we'll get a route, if we'll get a bad ending, who knows? We'll see. And then I think we'll go back once we beat the game and check out some of the routes like that we want to see, you know, like some extra stuff, and then possibly move on to Edo Blossoms at some point. But yeah. Thanks for joining, Doodle. You're the best.
No problem. Thanks for inviting me as
Heck yeah.
you did, because I would have just been sat out here like, should I join? Should I not join?
You can always join. Here's the thing about my streams is that I always love it when friends join my streams. So you are always welcome to join, Doodle, for any of my streams.
Thank you. I appreciate.
And I'll at you from now on, just to let you know like when we're doing it and stuff, so that you can join if you're available.
Okay.
Yeah.
I love you.
I love you more. Also, you too, Sarah. I hope you feel better soon with everything. This is like a time of year where it seems everybody is getting sick. Most people that I know are getting sick. Doodle, actually, speaking of that, Doodle, are you feeling better?
Oh yeah, I'm better. I'm all better now.
Yay! I'm so happy for you. That's awesome. I'm glad.
Yeah. I was so sick of feeling ill.
Yeah.
I swear to God.
Understandable. Being sick always sucks. Yeah. Yeah, next stream will be the Saturday stream, of course. It might actually end up being the last stream of Stardew. So I should probably make a poll, since I'm pretty sure that'll be the last stream of that, and then we'll move on to something else. Also, by the way, Doodle, Andromeda 6 is coming back in May. Episode 6 is finally arriving in May. Like, they made an announcement.
Been so long.
I know, right? I'm so excited. They left off on such a huge cliffhanger last time. And I'm like so pumped up. I'm like, yes! Yes! Yes!
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah. But so that's happening. And I'll probably do a poll to see what we're doing. Though once Andromeda 6 comes out, we're dropping whatever we're doing to do Andromeda 6. Since that's literally what started it all. We gotta do it.
That is what started everything.
Yeah. The universe was created because Andromeda 6 was made. Oh boy. Yeah, anyways, let's see who we shall raid. Also, I might come back here later. Not on stream, of course, but just like in the Discord to play some more Rune Factory 5. Possibly.
Anya, I am always here and ready to hang out with you.
Heck yeah.
Is let me know.
Heck yeah, I will. You're the best, Doodle. Also, hi, Owen. Welcome. Sorry, we're about to raid. I
You're
love
too
you,
late.
Owen. Yeah, let's see who we're raiding. Who's live? Oh, what? Sinnoh is playing Fortnite?
Hell yeah.
What?
He's living the dream.
Oh my gosh. I kind of want to raid Sinnoh.
Don't tell it, Anya.
I'm doing it. I'm raiding Sinnoh Beats. Oh no! The chat is messed up. Oh my gosh. Raid Sinnoh Beats. There we go. Yeah. I guess we're gonna watch some Fortnite, guys.
Go.
Anyways, I love you all so much. Y'all are the bestest beings. I'll see you later. Bye-bye.
Bye. You're the bestest being, Anya. How about that?
You.
Oh, you.
It's my 42-month sub anniversary for Sinnoh.
Hell yeah.
Incredible.